In order to find yourself, you gotta lose yourself. When we realize we are the environment, I'm an ecosystem, and people react to environments. Most of the times, the woman who hurt you is your mother or your aunt or your grandma, somebody who you love dearly, but you seen another man hurt them. So you don't wanna be that person. So now we go through life projecting onto somebody else's daughter the same things that we know that we don't want a man to do at our mom. It's not a woman's job to grow you up, man.
Welcome back to the podcast. I started this podcast as a way to help Black men in all aspects of our lives. Studies show on average we lose 2.8 years of our life when we're under heavy stress. And I think we can gain those 2.8 years back if we express ourselves healthily. Stick with me as I interview therapists, doctors, advocates, activists, and friends about how we can be better as Black men and as a Black community. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube and following us on Instagram and TikTok, you'll definitely want to do that. Without further ado, let's get into the episode.
All right, y'all. I'm here with AJ McQueen. First of all, this is long show to do, bro. I feel like there's a lot of alignment.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you just growing, bro. Growing as an artist, growing as a creator, and just growing as a man, too. When I started following you, like, you were doing your art, you were doing your thing, right? And I feel like as you grow, you start transitioning and growing into more of who you need to be. Yeah. And I feel like you've been a lot more transparent with your journey. I've heard you talk about like your healing journey and like why it's been important for you and all that kind of stuff. And so I definitely like to tap in and have that conversation. But before we get started, I want you to tell people who you are for those that may not know you, like what you do, and how you're doing too.
Yeah, no, for sure. AJ McQueen, bro. You know, when it comes down to like what I do, I always like to answer that with it's more so who I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because the two coincide, you know. Now, a lot of times, we society teaches us to compartmentalize our being, you know what I mean? But as a man, especially a Black man, when you reach the place of just being, bro, you know what I mean? So I just am, dog. You know, I just am. I express myself. You hear me? Through my art, through my music, my writing. I'm a writer. You know, people, oh man, you're a rapper. I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the best rapper of all time. I want to be the best writer of all time. You know what I mean? The best. You know what I mean? So I express myself. Writing saved my life. You know what I mean? I started writing as early as I could remember. You heard me? So writing saved my life. Writing was my therapist, was my church. You know, was my refuge. You know what I mean? Was my confidant, my safe place. So all these years later, it's the same thing for me. I'm an orator, bro. Like I'm a speaker. You hear me? I'm not afraid to speak. I'm not afraid to address the people. Yeah. You hear me? And I'm not afraid to be wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? So my life consists of my life is a tapestry of all of that, you know, coming from St. Louis, you know, and being born and raised in poverty. You hear me? Like, a lot of people like, man, I'm from the hood, I'm from the streets. All right, bro, I'm from poverty. I'm from where, you hear me, I used to wear my mama's shoes to school. Luckily, she wore Reeboks. My mama, you know what I'm saying? My mama, you know, she wasn't wearing no girl too. You hear, I used to wear, you know, my shoes fell apart and we couldn't give me none. I'm squeezing my feet into some Reebok. You know what I mean? So I come from that, bro, but I've always been an expressionate person, though. You hear me? Like, life has attempted to suppress that, you hear me? But at my core, at my rawness, at my most authentic self, I've always been expressionate, you hear me? Regardless of the consequences. Yeah. So being on my healing journey and just tapping back into my inner child, that was one of the first things that I brought back to that place of expressing yourself regardless of getting in trouble, regardless of, you know, who feels what, when, where, why, you know what I mean? So, and that has brought me to this place now where I'm an expressionate person. I'm a thinker, a speaker, an artist, and a writer, you know what I mean? And all things.
So you talk about like your upbringing and like squeezing into your mom's shoes and like coming up from poverty. Can you speak on your upbringing a little bit more? Because I know you also said it was a war zone. Yeah. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, like, man, right outside my front door, bro. Like, I remember the first time I've ever seen somebody get shot, I probably was 7. It was the most traumatic but normal thing, you know what I'm saying, for me. In retrospect, you know, I realized none of it's normal at all when you see how the world is set up and how certain things we shouldn't have been exposed to and things. But at that time, pretty normal. So right outside my front door, man, drugs, gang activity, violence of all types, and I'm from where you can try to avoid it as much as you want to. It's gonna find you, you know what I'm saying? So I'd never get on a platform or a song or in front of anybody and paint a picture as if I was just some heartless person and just I'm in the streets and all that. A lot of people, they feel the need to play into that. But prior to all of that, you know what I'm saying, I was a child, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely grew up in a war zone, you know what I'm saying? Gunshots were like crickets to me, you know what I'm saying? But in that war zone, bro, I remember times when I used to go outside, and in St. Louis we got these lightning bugs, you heard me?
Okay.
So at night I used to sit on the porch and some call them fireflies,
Yeah.
But I used to sit on the porch and it's just so this gonna sound super poetic and deep, but it's true. The darkest of the night, you heard me? Lightning bugs used to be my light source, man. You know what I mean? But it's the war zone, you know what I mean? So I got, active into street politics at 13, you know what I mean? Into family politics and whatever at the time people were already involved in.
Yeah.
And then I got shot at 15. You know what I mean? So inch away from being paralyzed, I almost bled to death on the way to the hospital. And I was involved in a lot of stuff, you heard me? And my mom, she made a decision to send me away permanently. You know what I mean? Now, prior to me getting shot, I was prophesied to that I was going to get shot.
What do you mean by prophesied to, though? Like,
we lived in Houston when I was 8.
Okay.
You heard me? For 2 years. As a child, I don't know why we just heard. But as I got older, I realized my mom was running from her boyfriend who was abusive. You know what I mean? So I was abused as a child as well by him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like beat to where I couldn't sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been hit with not the metal part of the hammer. I've been hit with the wooden part of the hammer. I've been hit with guns. You know what I mean? I've been choked out in front of my neighborhood. I've been embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? I've abused, like not whoops, and this is by a 300 pound, 6'3" man, you know what I'm saying? I was a child. So when we got older, we came, when I was 8, ended up in Houston, and we was here for 2 years, you heard me? I went to school in Houston for 2 years. I met 2 friends, you know what I'm saying? I only knew 2 people, and then, in that time, we ended up going back to St. Louis. This after dude showed up in Houston. It was a shock.
Oh, he showed up?
It was a shock of my life, man. It was a shock of my life, brother. Like, I never imagine going to school, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened.
How did he even? I was about to say, how the hell did he even find y'all?
Stockholm said, "Yeah, my mom." You know what I mean?
Oh, your mom was on something like,
yeah, you know what I mean?
I got.
So imagine, and one day I was at school, and this is how I knew he was here. I used to be a class clown, man. Okay. I used to be a class clown, bro. I used to try to make everybody, you try to make everybody laugh, you hear me? Like, and, one day I was acting up, you know what I'm saying? And then, so my teacher, I came back from recess, you heard me? And she was like, don't worry, I'll talk to your dad today. He said he's going to talk to you when you get home. Now, I know my dad is insane. I know she ain't talking about my dad, you heard me? And I knew it was only one person she could be talking about. And I ain't seen this man in years. So I knew it was only one person she could be talking about. And so imagine, being in school, you heard me, and going through the rest of the day. You seen The Wood before, the movie The Wood.
Yeah.
So you remember when Alicia told Stacy and they already knew, Mike sitting there like, bro, he looking at the clock like, it's finna, you know what I'm saying? Sweating and all that. Yeah. That was me, you heard me? I was sitting there dreading it. So I literally told a couple of friends, and if they was heard, they would vouch, because they, my stuff verified. I was like, look, and we was on the bus, because we lived in the same apartments. I said, I'm about to get beat. And they was like, what? What? I said, you heard me scream? Call the cops. Facts, bro. This is like, it's on my daily soul, brother. And lo and behold, I walk in and You hear me? And I was in shock. And as soon as I got in there, he punched me in my jaw, like, you know what I'm saying? And I hit a TV, and then he kicked me on the floor. And then next thing you know, the cops came, the apartment, like a manager came, you know what I'm saying? And she was a black lady, I'll never forget. And there's always been black, I'll get there, but the black woman has been the oracle to my life. But she got me up out of there, you know what I'm saying? And took me to the office and waited till my mom got home. And that was the whole thing because, we getting deeper. That's the first time I could say, my mom was the first one to ever break my heart.
I was going to ask you about that, but you got there, so talk to me about it, yeah.
Yeah, imagine being in the office and a cop's there and an apartment there, and he's like, yeah, this man beat your son. You hear me? And my mama get there, she like, boy, you know I hit you. You know I whooped you because you was acting up. My mom said. Oh. And it broke my soul, bro. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time like that I could remember. Because anything prior to that,
Yeah, it was,
I don't know. It probably was some other stuff going on. I don't know. Yeah. But that's the one that I remember. And I'm looking at her and my soul broke. And then we ended up going back to the house with dude and he whooped me again to where I couldn't sit down the next day at school. I literally had to grace myself, pace myself, prepare myself to sit down in a chair. And next day, after already getting punched and have bruises and everything. So that was the first documented time that I remember, you know what I'm saying, how my heart broke. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying, he ended up taking me back to St. Louis. Years passed, the streets grew me up fast, brother. So by the time I'm 15, I'm really 23 in my mind. I've seen too much. I'm out in the streets. I'm getting around by metro. Like I'm seeing too much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm experiencing too much stuff that I'm not supposed to really experience. Then, I got involved in some stuff that I knew that I was finna have to get active. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I had a I can't say unless you're in the streets, but some people may be able to understand this, but I had a gut feeling of like that. It's weird. Like I had it. It was a gut feeling. Something happened. So, and I already know how I got involved in the school, and people was calling my house phone, and that's when my mom, my sisters off. So I went to my mom. I was like, I need to go somewhere for the summer. And she like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I need to get away. Like, I'm really talking to her like that. She's like, where you want to go? All the first I've ever been was Houston, Texas. So I'm like, I want to go to Houston. And she like, where you want to go? I was like, do you still have Ms. Johnson number? You know what I'm saying? So she called Ms. Johnson.
That was the apartment manager?
No, that was the late. So I met two friends. That was one of their moms. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah. So they answered, and my mom's like, yeah, AJ want to come visit for the summer. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, because they remember the 10-year-old me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I wasn't that no more. Yeah. So I came here and I was, I came to Houston rather, and I was different. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the purity that been stripped at this point. You know what I'm saying? They let me in, man, and I came to them. I already had my hair twisted because I was starting my locks at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Tupac on a CD player. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm thugging. You know what I mean? And I get in the car, they listen to gospel music. You know what I'm saying? And it was just word, you know what I mean? I don't know nothing about that, you know what I mean? So I go to their house, and it just was the worst 2 weeks of my life because it was the most disciplined 2 weeks of my life. You know what I mean? They waking me up. They talking about going to church. You heard me? They talking about you can't listen to this, pull your pants up. And so I call my bird. I'm like, I need to go and come back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, And she like, okay, cool. The day I was leaving, Miss Johnson came to me crying. She said God showed her a dream that I was beating on the door. When she opened the door, I had bullet holes all in my back, and I died. I fell on the ground and I died. And she like, don't go back. You're gonna get shot. Don't go back. And I'm like, I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? So 2 years later, 2 days later, sorry. 2 days later, 2 days later, I got shot. You know what I mean? And she was the first person that was called. Because I said, when I got shot and I'm in the hospital, I said, call Ms. Johnson. And she started praying. I heard her praying on the phone. You hear me? And my mom then was like, you know you leaving. And I'm like, but I'm battling because I just earned my stripes. I got shot and survived. I lost my partners that night, though. I lost a couple of them. But I got shot and survived. And but I was battling. I was scared too, though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get on her. I was scared too. You know what I mean? Like somebody tried to murder me. So it was a battle. But my mom was like, "Nah, a battle or not, like you're leaving.
Yeah.
And you're not coming back." And I was, that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? And it tore me up. But so now I end up in a whole other city, back to St. John's, and they took me in regardless of whatever. You know what I'm saying? And gave me shelter. And that's where my journey started. You know what I mean? Like that's where. But I come from the trenches. I come from war zone. I come from, you know what I mean? Poverty. I come from famine, though. Food deserts. You know what I mean? And somebody tried to take my life. So I got sent away, and that started
the journey of healing.
All right, I'm interrupting this podcast episode to let you guys know to leave a review on the podcast. Please, 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 if you are listening to this episode and you're finding value in this episode, you're enjoying the conversation, or you've enjoyed a previous episode or conversation, and it's safe to operate your phone right now, please leave us a review. Your review is a free and easy way to support us, and it helps us reach more people like you. We're on a mission to build a stronger, more connected Black community, starting with Black men. And you can help us on that mission by taking a minute out of your day to leave a review. Your review helps us generate more listeners, which in turn generates more revenue, allowing us to expand the platform even further. So please take a few seconds out of your day. I know you're busy. I understand. I know you're doing a lot, but it will help us greatly if you would just take a few seconds out of your day to leave a review right now. Did you leave a review yet? All right, let's get back to the episode.
So you were 15 when you got sent to Houston.
Yeah.
How long did you live with them?
I was there for a few years. And then I got kicked out. You know what I'm saying? So, because it wasn't, I don't want to make it sound like it was like, oh, he got shot, got sent away, and his life changed. No, my life rough. Yeah, I was still connected to the streets in many ways. You know what I mean? So I wore
in Houston or still Houston?
Okay. Yeah, I wore red every day. So as I stood, so it was a battle. And they wanted me to, like
change.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it was a battle. It was a real battle. So and they wanted me to cut my hair. You know what I mean? I was growing locks at the time. You know what I'm saying? But they wanted me to cut my hair. So it was all of it. I was disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I was a child. So and I'm in a foreign land.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm homesick. I don't have my mom, my daddy, my sister, my grandma, nobody. You hear me? Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out my life. I ain't got no money. Nothing, you know what I mean, for years.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the same clothes, every other day. You know what I mean? And I'm in high school, right? So you'll think, this is a time where bro, I ain't had nothing, you know what I mean? So, but Miss Johnson ended up kicking me out, but she was going through a lot too. Because I walked in on her being abused by her husband.
Oh,
so it really messed me up because her husband was the first man outside of St. Louis that I ever met, and I respected because he was a man of God. You know what I mean? He was a military man, taught me how to make my bed up and things. But I watched him. I walked in. The son wasn't even there. He stayed at the school for a school program. I saw it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason God had me see it, I saw it, and it shook me up because you taught me what you taught me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
so how can you be this way and still,
so then everything spiraled from there. He left. He had a whole family on the other side of town the whole time.
Oh, man.
So it just shook me up, you know what I mean? Because that's all I saw him. I want to be like him.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It shook me up, and, I walked in on it. And so eventually she started everything, we got kicked out, got evicted.
Yeah.
Couch hopping. I stayed with multiple people with that. While I was staying with them. And then eventually I got kicked out, you know what I mean, for being whatever, disrespectful or, you know, whatever her perspective is. But we passed that for also giving all that, right? Then I end up on somebody else's couch, and I remember walking down the street, multiple streets with a trash bag full of clothes and with nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to school, and then somebody would hear that I ain't got nowhere to go, and they were like, "You come on, get in the car."
Yeah.
And I'm over there for a week, 2.
Yeah.
But I always had a sense of, I don't know, man, like purpose, bro. Like it's even in the streets.
Talk about that.
Even in the streets, I've always it was stuff that would happen that I just knew. Like, and I ain't never had nobody tell me don't do this, don't do that. But it was just it was a sense of purpose and a sense of compassion. And I always defended people. You hear me? I always defended people against bullying, and I've just always been like that. I was a leader of wherever I was at. I was a leader. You know what I'm saying? So that sense of purpose just kept me. That sense of God, bro. I believe that God had His hand on me my whole life. Yeah, I was born 3 pounds 6 ounces. You know what I mean? So I was pregnant with the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck too. You know what I mean? I was in the incubator for 6 months. So my mom said she didn't even know how to survive for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I always had a sense of purpose, and I believe I'm chosen for real. And so, you know, but I went through some of my darkest times ever. You know, when I was going back and forth to Houston and all that, I was traveling by myself, brother. Like I was young. Right? Yeah, I ain't had no chaperones.
So what did that time teach you about just yourself? And then I also want to transition into how did you start healing? Because I feel like the transition from St. Louis to Houston still wasn't really like the start of your journey. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that, but I also want you to tell me, like, what was probably like one of the most important lessons that you learned during that time? A
false idea of being, bro. It was nothing, bro. You know how they say when you get shot, your life, like, when you experience near death,
yeah, like a light flashing. Yeah,
I saw it, bro. It was nothing, bro. It was quick flashes of darkness, bro. So when I got sent away, I was by myself. I was lonely, bro. I was lonely, man. I was lonely, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? But it was in that loneliness that I found my gifts. You know what I'm saying? I started going around school because I was introduced to faith at that time too, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So outside of the family.
Yeah. That was the first time anybody ever introduced me to God, talking about Jesus, talking about any type of faith, you know. And I believe that God protected me from dying. You know what I mean? To this day, it's the same belief, you know. And I would go around the school, and I was an OG basically. You know what I'm saying? Around the school, you heard me. And it's amazing how towards the end of my high school year, some of the people who I was talking to in freshman years, telling them, "Man, don't fight, man. Don't do this." Some of them end up dying because of gang violence, the street culture. The same people who weren't on none of that.
Right. Sure.
Freshman year, sophomore year, it went on none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know how it goes. You know what I mean? Everybody want to, some shifts. So, but it had already happened for me. So, when I got older, bro, like, or just throughout high school, I started writing. I started going around. I was in talent shows.
Yeah.
I joined different programs. They put me in teenage incentive programs to help me curb my behavior. So I was in Taekwondo.
Okay.
I started taking up leadership task at the church, at school.
Yeah.
I was passing out CDs. I started rapping at that time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I started passing out CDs and just a sense of purpose, a sense of God, bro. And that same thing is what led me to I graduated high school and I would go back to the high school to go speak in classrooms.
Okay.
I ain't had no car. Hell no. I used to catch a bus. I used to get like 2 buses and a Metro Link and a little train thing, you know what I'm saying? And just by myself too.
Yeah.
By myself, just to go to the school, and I would go there. And then, so BET had heard my story.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Through a group that I was operating with. Yeah. And they wanted me to come on BET 106 Park to tell my story. So they created a teen violence special on my life. Okay. And so I ended up on BET 106 Park at 19. That's how it all started.
Yeah, okay.
So that's how I ended up in national spotlight.
Yeah.
You hear me now? But it wasn't for music. They wanted me to speak.
Yeah.
So I ended up being booked across the country to speak. I was a speaker. You know what I'm saying? And I was just telling my story, you know what I mean? So it was the faith that I was introduced to, you know what I'm saying? Christianity it's a part of my foundation still to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of my foundational principles, my foundational tools. At that plus my story, and now I'm going across the country, you know what I'm saying, as a speaker.
Yeah.
But they would book me as a speaker, but I knew I was a writer. But they never booked me for music. So what I used to do is, in between the speaking, I used to do a poem. I used to just write something in between them introducing me or something the way, and next thing you know, people start seeing that. And then everything happened very organically.
So you would like perform it as you were like while you were speaking?
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So everything happened. Then I wrote my first book at 23.
Okay.
I got awarded the White House Service Achievement Award at 24.
Okay.
Congressional certificate from Congress. And then it just started from there. But none of that of what I'm telling you was the biggest awakening in my life, bro. Like
what was the biggest awakening?
I would say three.
Okay. And explain what you mean by awakening too. Gotcha. For somebody that doesn't know what that means.
I believe awakening is a few different things. But, you know, when you have to face yourself, like face yourself, bro. You know, like internally though. The mirror is a man-made invention, brother. Like, you know, I don't know when it was written. I mean, when it was created, but it was created. So that means whatever they was doing prior to being able to see themselves, the only time they can see themselves through the eyes of somebody else.
Yeah.
Or through like some water or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the only way, there was no way to see what you look like. You know what I mean? So, but with the absence of the external reflection, they probably had the most internal reflection ever.
All the time, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just having to sit with self. There was no distraction. So awakening, having to face yourself.
Okay.
Having to face God. You know what I'm saying? And having to face your choices.
Okay.
Face.
Yeah.
So getting shot. 2, my dad died. You know what I'm saying? My dad died and shook my world up. Like, you know what I mean? For sure. Shook my world up, brother. Like,
this is not the same.
No. My dad never put his hands on me ever.
Okay.
But granted, you know, my dad wasn't in the household with me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like many of us, you know, at one point in my life, I thought my dad was a deadbeat. I thought he didn't want to be there. Because that's the narrative.
Yeah.
But it was quite the opposite. Not saying he's a perfect man at all, but my dad loved me. You know what I'm saying?
He just wasn't able to be around.
You know, when the mom moves on, and depending on the type of person the male is, you know, and that just so happened I was with a monster. So, you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then my dad, I always wanted to be there. And when I got older, when I got in my late 20s, in my 20s, our relationship started to like really build on my own accord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He died in my 20s, you know what I'm saying, my late 20s. So shook my world up because you know, we have the same name, you know what I mean? So you know, so just imagine that, you know, the Twin song, you know what I mean? And just kind of experiencing that and just the conversation I've been able to have with him. And as I get older now, you know what I mean, I realize I'm more like my dad than you know what I'm saying, then I realized I didn't realize that. So everything I told you, I built up the notoriety. By this time, everybody knew AJ McQueen is notoriety, the accolades. My dad passing was the biggest reality check, one of the biggest reality checks I ever had in my life, because it just, I saw this man of strength, this man of valor, this military man, all this, you know, become like, you know, you're brain dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and there's nothing I could do. And, you know, but I was doing everything I was trained to do via, you know, our church, you know what I mean, praying. I was anointing his head with oil. I'm telling the doctors, like, God gonna raise him up. Like, that's what God do. Like, that's what he do. That's what he say. He's a healer. And it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So my faith got shook. Everything got shook.
You was like, you like, nah, this stuff fake.
Yeah, you know,
for lack of better words.
I never said it was fake because I believe in the power of God, but me and God were at odds with each other.
I got you.
But again, never a lack of belief. I've always I've always believed, because I had my own encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know why it didn't happen right here. But I had my own. Bullets went through clothes of my friends, went through clothes. It went through the vehicle that I was standing in front of. I should have been dead.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I know, but it shook me up, and I ended up spiraling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ended up spiraling, brother. Like, you know, whatever facade, or I don't call it facade because it's definitely me, but whatever I had built up failed. You know what I mean? And so now I ended up just losing myself. You know what I mean? My passion for writing music changed. You know, I started I was homeless, you know what I'm saying, at the time. I was engaged when my dad passed. So after my dad passed, my fiance was like, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, because it's a longer story, but it was, she like, you need to get yourself together, and took the ring off and gave it back to me. So, and we were supposed to get married 4 months, you know, after my dad passed. So, and my whole plan was get married, us live with each other. So all that changed. I ended up homeless, you know what I'm saying? Like, sleeping on the couches, in a car.
So kind of like back to square one before everything. Damn.
I've been homeless like 3 times in my life. You know what I mean? So back to square one, brother. Everything I had built up, this whole idea and what I saw in my life. You know what I'm saying? What I saw and the sense of control that I had over my life. I was back with no control. It really shook me up as a man. So my dad passed away. This love that I felt, and so I just it got dark before it got light. You know what I mean? I you know, but a lot of prayer, a lot of not giving up, a lot of a lot of not giving up, man, and self-belief. You know what I mean? Like really believing in myself. Was there. So I ended up moving in with my aunt.
In Houston?
In Houston. Something I never wanted to do.
Why not?
You know, hopefully my aunt don't see this. But my aunt reminded me of my grandmother. My grandma passed away recently too. My aunt reminded me of my grandma. My grandmother was abusive.
Okay.
So when I look at my life, I've always stayed away from anything and everybody who I felt was abusive.
Because you've been abused before, bro. So you're trying to protect yourself.
Always. But again, back then I didn't know I was a child. And because a lot of people say, man, you sent to Houston. Because my aunt's always living in Houston. Well, she's from St. Louis, but she's like, why you never stay with your aunt?
I'm not trying to get abused.
My aunt she's again, sweetheart. I love her. That's my angel. In human form now. But my aunt, you know, reminded me of, you know what I'm saying, the way she expressed herself in the discipline, it was scary to me. So I would stay away from her house, you know what I'm saying? And my mama would tell you that I used to say that about my grandma too. Like, no, that lady's mean. And I would never want to even go to my grandma's house. So fast forward, imagine showing up,
bro.
Showing up at 27 or 28, 27, not calling my aunt like, auntie, I have nowhere to go. I don't have nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. I lost my car. Can I, you know what I mean? Can I come? And she, of course. You know what I mean? Like, of course. And she had an empty room. And the room had an air mattress in it. And the air mattress had a titty in it. You know how the air mattress got a little, like, it got this little part that you can't blow up, so it's like just a lump.
Yeah.
And that's all that was in the room, bro. And I showed up a trash bag full of clothes. My dad's vinyls, because I had got his vinyls.
Off his possession?
Yeah, his record player and his Bible.
Okay.
I had nothing else, brother. So it was in that room that I grew to 250 pounds.
Okay.
Throughout the whole thing, depression.
Yeah.
250 pounds. I was unhealthy. I couldn't fit nothing no more. Couldn't fit my suits. Couldn't fit anything in my clothes. Nothing. So it was a lot of crying in that room, brother. A lot of crying. A lot of sleepless nights on an air mattress. I couldn't even afford a mattress, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. But it was a lot of prayer too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of writing, a lot of expressing myself. And so in that room, I would start. It's like a movie, man. Like, and I definitely plan on having a biopic.
You need
my life,
bro.
It was in that room, bro. I'll never forget. I would talk to myself. I had these moments, And I would start doing push-ups. I would start doing sit-ups. I would start writing, pacing, putting sticky notes on the walls. You hear me? I started giving away my stuff, though. I became a minimalist in that time.
Okay.
I started wearing black, like, I used to wear Adidas track pants, a black shirt, black Chuck Taylors.
Okay.
And I stopped cutting getting linings, and also my hair started to mat up. My beard started to grow. I look like a caveman. I got pictures, bro. I look like a caveman, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I lost myself, but I found God. I found like myself in that room, in that one room, and it was a fight. I started doing shadow work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Started doing shadow work, started reading, and I started writing music again, and I started writing the music, and I wrote a project called Goatish, where it was just me just kind of, again, express myself again. And I would just post videos of me rapping on Instagram. Okay. And so that got up to Sway in the morning, you know what I'm saying? So I went on Sway in the morning at 28, you know what I'm saying? So I did that, and then I was, back in the race. Like I was fighting. It was a fight, though. It was a fight, bro. Yeah. It was a fight of the mind.
You know what I'm hearing, too, with your story, bro? I feel like at every stage, like, you've gotten to a point where you had, like, a breakthrough that's helped you that's, like, propelled you into, like, the next step. Like, early on, it was the BET thing that got you to push to, like, be able to go and do the speaking. And then everything kind of crumbled down. God helped you to rebuild a new foundation. Then you got the Sway thing.
It was new foundation. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, new foundation, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a words person, so foundation, found. Yeah. Like it's like I know we know it when we say it, but I don't know if people really think about the found.
Nah, I wasn't even thinking about the found part, but that's crazy that you say it that
foundation, bro. Like found.
Yeah.
New finding, bro.
Yeah.
New ground. You know what I'm saying? I found, you know what I mean, myself. But in order to find yourself, you gotta lose yourself. Yeah. You gotta lose whatever you think, whatever self you thought you have. And so that's what was happening. You know what I mean? So then the music going.
Well, you did say that. You said you lost yourself in that time.
Definitely. I lost myself. Myself. Whatever I thought. You know what I'm saying? And it all got tore down. Yeah. And so music happened, and then COVID happened. So now I'm like, momentum slowed down, blah, blah, blah. I started doing different ventures. But I started to, I had a lot of health issues at the time, trying to cut down this 250 and whatever. And I experienced a lot of health issues. But again, it's a fight. Yeah. It was at that time I started, bro, at one time, bro, I was on 18 different prescriptions, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, I had real bad health issues. A lot of people don't know.
Like diabetes?
No, man, real bad stomach issues. Okay. IBS, IBD. I had gout at a young age. I used to take antacids like
Tic Tacs?
Tic Tacs, bro.
I know people that do that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come from a food desert, bro, and I used to health wasn't really a primary thing at one point in my life. So that's why people hear me talk about health now. It's real. Like, I ain't trendy. This ain't no trend, brother. Like, this real life. I really healed myself. I healed my gut. Yeah. So, but that's a whole other story. But so that was a battle. That was a battle for like 2 years. I battled with my health and all that. And then life started to make sense. I expressed a lot of different things. And it was in that time in my 30s, well, my late 20s, early 30s, bro. I again just exploring myself, health wise, relationship wise. I went from being in a relationship to now, I tried polyamory. I was polyamorous for 2 years. Yeah. And all in this time when it come out to my love life, I was scared of love. I was just scared of, it was just a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? So, and then fast forward to what brings me where I'm at now in my life, where, my last awakening, I told you I had 3, and it was, my last relationship was the biggest, awakening of my life, brother. Like, wow. being forced to face yourself. You know what I'm saying? And with men, it's it's only a few things that can make a man face himself, brother. It's only a few. It ain't too many. You know what I mean?
Explain that, yeah.
True love.
Yeah.
True. Like when you finally get to a place where you feel like you know,
the one.
and you again, you forced to face yourself and realize as a man, where you're not and the work that you need to do. And your heart, your dark spots start to get revealed, your blind spots start to get revealed, the things that you hide, the things we lie about, the things that we suppress. That was one of the worst things I've ever been through. You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 out, and I've told you about a lot of things I've been through.
Yeah, you've been shot multiple times, bro. So saying that, like, yeah, what was it? What was it about that made it like one of the worst?
I think because I had finally felt like I got to a place where I was growing to vulnerability again. You know what I'm saying? Vulnerability and openness, and I wasn't quite there though. I ain't gonna lie and say I was just there. It was again a new foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like fine, it's something new. You know what I mean? And coming out of polyamory, a place where I found myself, exploring who I am. When I really realized it was just my insecurities. Yeah, and that's just being honest. And I know that there's a lot of spiritual conscious brothers out there who champion that lifestyle, and I'm not here to
bash.
No, yeah, no, I don't do that. I'm speaking very personal. For me, it was my insecurities. You know what I'm saying, and my fear of trusting and being vulnerable and open and putting my heart on display again, because I have a big heart. You know what I'm saying, and so it's fear. But fast forward, you know what I'm saying, met a woman that chipped away at that, in her own way, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't quite as vulnerable or even transparent or honest that I needed to be to just have a healthy relationship. And that's my message for men in general, bro. Like, I've been there, dog. You know what I'm saying? I've been there, man. We find that we have a hard time as men growing up. You know what I'm saying? We do, man. You know what I mean? And that's not to excuse certain actions and things that we do, but growing emotionally, the emotional intelligence, the emotional real estate, the emotional maturity, the emotional capacity is something that comes later. But for most, you know what I mean? Some have always been in tune, and I think it's a gift from God if you are. To be able to control, to be able to govern your emotions and manage your emotions and speak and articulate your emotions and control yourself, have self-discipline, control your penis, control your mind. Like, that's a gift from God. Some of us have to grow and mature to that place, and some are faced with things in life. Some have a baby, and some end up contracting some type of disease, some end up losing everything, some jail time, some lose something, some lose the love of their life, some lose, and then it's like, okay, I'm done running, I'm done fighting, I'm done lying, I'm done whatever, right? And as a man, I'm honest enough to say that was me. I ain't feeling, and it's in my music, I write about it, I definitely talk about it, but and it's important that I share messages. I speak so vulnerably because I want to, I want to be, if men need a symbol of emotional foundation found, use me. Use me, man. Use me, man. Like, take my story and do what you want with it. Talk about it. Laugh at me, whatever, grow from it though. Hear me out, hear me say, yeah, I'm telling you where I messed up at. You know what I mean? Because some of us, our dad never came and told you where he messed up. You just know he messed up. Some never had to talk. Some never heard a man say sorry. Yeah. So that relationship was exposed a lot in myself in areas that I lacked. It exposed my mom issues. I was told my whole life that I had daddy issues. I had mom issues. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of bro, it's so crazy you say that, bro. A lot of us as black men, bro, and I don't want to cut you with.
No, yeah,
bro. It's just something that you just said that really just hit me, bro. Like, A lot of us as black men, like, yeah, we may have issues with our pops, but a lot of us got mother wounds, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of us got mother wounds, and we don't want to admit it because either mom's was home and she was the one taking care of us. So it's like, damn, how could I say?
How could you say it's because of him?
Pops wasn't home, so how could I have a problem with you? Or mom's was the breadwinner. In my case, my mom was the breadwinner. So it's like, damn, like, how am I gonna say you didn't do enough when you basically did everything you could to make sure that we was good? You get what I'm saying?
And I think that's the most interesting space that we find ourselves in as men throughout our lives, is because, again, mom is seen as a strength, as a beacon of long suffering, a beacon of like, foresight and carrying on. You've never seen a carry on like that ever.
Yeah.
Right. While most fathers move on, you know what I'm saying, and what have you. And this is true. But when I wrote my album, Sorry Mom's Distracted, you heard me, and I had a conversation with my mother I never had before. I'll never forget, we had one conversation where I was talking to her about like how certain things made me feel. Like, it was when I was writing that album that I called Miss Johnson out the blue. And I told her how kicking me out made me feel, and I had never told her that before. But for years, I've bought her presents, I've bought her purses, I've tell her Happy Mother's Day, but I had never told her, Ms. Johnson, when you kicked me out, that broke me. And you would think like, why wouldn't you tell her that? Because I want to subtract
the negative.
Right. I don't want to make you think I'm not grateful or I don't appreciate. So a lot of us men don't know we don't know how to do it, how to articulate it in a way to where, no, I'm grateful for you, I'm grateful for all this, but it doesn't change my experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time. You know how people are like, man, I'm a product of my environment. No, you are the environment. And when we realize we are the environment, you become an environment. You're a whole ecosystem. I'm an ecosystem, and people react to environments. My mom carrying on and working 12 hours, from 4 to 12 at night every day and all that. Yes, but that doesn't excuse how my experience.
Yeah.
And how that makes me feel. And some of us men don't get to a place where we can articulate that without anger, or without frustration, or without suppression, or without, half of the brethren I know that are out here, either taking penitentiary chances or B, you know what I'm saying, having sex with multiple women and dogging women. It just really hurt, bro. You're hurt. And don't know how to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because, and most of the times, the woman who hurt you, is your mother or your aunt or your grandma, somebody who you love dearly, but you seen another man hurt them. So you don't want to be that person.
Right.
But you also don't want to, so now we go through life projecting, you know what I'm saying, onto somebody else's daughter. Yeah. The same things that we know that we don't want a man to do with our mom.
Right.
One thing my last relationship helped me do was stop.
How?
One, I was forced to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I say forced, I mean, I definitely could have kept repeating. I could have responded totally different to this, brother.
Yeah.
You heard me? I could say, man, that ain't where I'm finna go back to being a bachelor, man. I'm finna go ahead and, I'm saying? I'm finna, FD, I'm finna, I could. But it forced me to stop because, again, mirror moments, man, like reflective moments and seeing the ugliest parts of you but knowing that's not who you want to be. So it's a level of honesty, but it forced me to stop because I had that foundation, you know what I mean, that I had. I was forced to sit myself down. I was forced to ask myself hard questions. But inadvertently, it pointed me back to my root system and where did this all start. I got tired of hurting people, bro. I got tired of hurting people because I'm hurt. And when you realize you hurt somebody who you really love, you hurt somebody you really love, you know what I mean?
It's the worst feeling.
It's the worst feeling, bro.
Yeah.
When it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've had one where we like, you know what I mean? And that's unfortunate because we shouldn't be hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But when it's real and you realize you hurt somebody, And like I said, I know people want to act all tough and poised, and you heard me, and show all strength and all that. I'm that too, but I'm that because I chose to free myself, liberate myself, emancipate myself, and be honest, bro. There's power when you come to a place where you can say, "I'm tired of hurting people because I'm hurt. I'm tired of it, bro. I don't want to do it anymore." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a part of anybody else's hurt. So I stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. I'm not going to lie, bro. I ain't one of them. One of the hardest things I've ever done. Stop. Stop all of it.
And what does that look like for you? What do you mean by stop? Like, was it like pursuing other people? Was it like...
One, just on the internal level, stop lying, dog. Stop lying about your story. Not even just lying. Like, people... you ain't lying because, I didn't tell the truth. Bro, you're lying about your journey, bro. You're hurt. Who hurt you? Stop lying. Sometimes when we freeing everybody else, we holding ourselves in contempt, bro. Free yourself. Tell the truth. I had to go to my mom and say, "You hurt me." You heard me? Michelle, you heard me. That hurt. Because
you were lying to try and avoid having the conversation.
Right, and lying, what I learned about lying, it's like a poison ivy. It's like a web, bro. Like, because you gotta continue that, you know what I mean? Because it becomes a facade. Like, no, I'm hurt. Like, I've been hurt for a long time. So finally getting to a place to admit, like, no, that hurt. Yeah. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that everybody who I called and said you hurt me freed me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I ain't gonna lie to you. Some was like, okay. My mom was like, boy, you don't know what I had to do, when I had to survive.
Yeah,
what I had
some
to
people are not going to be receptive to it.
But that's on them.
That's on them.
That's on them. Well, as men and as people in general, but as men for sure, we got to get to a place where we can stop lying, brother. I know this world wants you to be hard every day and poised every day and gangster every day. And you know what I'm saying? And you heard me, chest out every day, head up every day. Man, you hurt, brother. You know what I'm saying? And when you can admit that and be honest about that, then you can stop and go to the root. Who hurt me? And I started reading this book that was recommended to me. What Happened to You by Bruce D. Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Okay. And that book really impacted my life greatly because even just the title that changes the question of what's wrong with you or what happened to you? What happened to you, sister? You know what I'm saying? What happened, brother?
Bro, I need you to pause there real quick because that's a very important reframing. It's not wrong with you.
Right.
Something happened to you that caused something.
Right. And the thing with men, for sure, is because we are action items looked at as our actions, we can't wait for somebody else to give us permission to go figure out what happened to us because, in most cases, if we try to do it while we're in something or while we're actively doing it, that's why it's important to stop. It's going to look like you're trying to gloss over your actions and what you actually doing. No, you're hurting this woman. You hurting this. You hurting your kids. You hurting somebody.
Yeah.
You have to stop, push everything and everybody back, bro. Stop calling her. Stop calling. Stop responding. Stop having sex, brother. Stop drinking. Stop smoking. Stop all of it, man. It's a spiritual, it's a detox of your soul to try to figure out what's inflamed. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it drew me all the way back to my mama. And I literally got on the phone. So like I said, the album is literally just, some of the conversations I caught on voice memo, I ended up telling her eventually. But I didn't know what she will say. I'm an artist. I make art out of anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got great moments I got my dad on video. Like, I'm just like that, bro. I'm an artist. I capture moments. But, I found the root of damn near all of my trauma, bro. One is fetal trauma. 3 pounds, 6 ounces, bro. My mama, again, I love my mama, but my mama had a lot going on. Right. And so I'm in there. So that happens. And we can't just gloss over that. You know what I'm saying? The oxytocin levels that's happening while we in a womb cooking. A woman is a womb center. The dad is the seed. So that's the womb center, bro. That all that energy, all that. So that's fetal. But then you come out and then, you know what I'm saying? So imagine going and you aspire to be a great husband, a great father, a great businessman, a man to keep your word, a man of valor, a man of respect, a man that don't, a man whatever. But then you find yourself in these places where you're doing quite the opposite. But it's a battle. It's like, I know who I want to be. I know where I want to be. I know how I want to show up in the world. Until you stop, you can't. Until you unpack, you can't. Until you are faced with things, you can't. I say this all the time. I say, men know who to love, but not how. And women know how to love, but not who. You know who to love. Deep down inside, deep down, under all that, you know. A woman deep down inside, you know how to love. You know, you feel it. You just don't know who. So we all missing. We got stop. Sit yourself down.
Yeah.
Stop. And so for me, that awakening that I'm referring to, the last one to date, forced me to because it was real for me. It was real. It was a lot of realness, and it was nothing I could prepare for.
Yeah.
It was necessary. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself unraveling. You know, and what's amazing about the three awakenings I'm speaking of, these are also the 3 times I've ever experienced depression. Getting shot, I experienced depression. Imagine being in a hospital bed, on crutches and in a wheelchair, and I was depressed.
Yeah.
My dad dying, depressed. Losing my relationship that I felt like, you know, that was growing to be something, you know, I was changing, I was evolving. It was growing me up. But that's not a woman's job.
Yeah.
It's not a woman's job, brother. And admitting that as a man is, you know, again.
It could be hard, bro. It could be hard, yeah.
Brother, it's not a woman's job to grow you up, man. It's not a woman's job, man. It can happen. You know what I'm saying? It can happen.
It has happened. It will happen again.
But it's not a woman's job to grow you into a man. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, we have some strong women out there that have the capacities to do that, but it's not her job. In the same way, it's not, you know, it's not a man's job to nurture a woman, you know, to nurture a girl to a womanhood either. So we find ourselves just, you know, filling in gaps and doing things. And it's a beautiful tapestry when it's pure and when it's honest, but it's a ugly tapestry when it becomes weaponized. And now we on social media sharing each other business, and I was in a relationship for 6 years, and now you posting online. Yeah, man, he ate mine, and then he, you know, his pen, like, now it's like, what y'all talk, like, how?
That's crazy.
So that's ugly.
Yeah.
But if we all stop, it ain't your job, it ain't my job. I'm not saying come to somebody perfect, but I am saying deal with your trauma, deal with your issues, and don't, the spillage is bad. You know what I'm saying? We find ourselves hurting each other. And so me now, that's my mission, is to be, you know, one is to show evolution. That's why my life is, my music, my life, the way I show up online is very organic and authentic and transparent, brother. Like, I don't, there's no, I can show ultimate poise. I can show, I'm so good at marketing. I can show you the highlights only.
Oh, for sure.
I can show you I can show you the moments where I'm in my best shape. I was in Jamaica on the island, shirt off. You know, 6-pack still cooking. Most put away it, and I ain't gonna say shirt on. I'm gonna keep that. No, bro, I don't care, bro. I don't care, man. I'm tired of that. It's me. And if y'all like you, this is who you like. I wanna work with you. This is who you wanna work with. I wanna connect with you. This is me. But we be presenting a false sense of self, man. Like, who are you, man? And we attracting the people that's not really attracted to your soul. They don't know your soul because you don't know your soul. You know what I'm saying? And so as a man, when people need an example or reference point of evolution, use me, man. Use me. Be like, man, I remember that dude was this. I remember that he said he was, I said it. I said I couldn't control my penis. I said I couldn't control this. I said I was a liar. I said I lost everything. I'd have been broke 30 times in my life. I'd have been homeless 3 times. In a world that wants to present, nah, man, I always been that nigga. I always been on point. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Me and God done fought and wrestled thousands of times. But I know that in a world that want to show you, hey, yeah, man, my faith is impenetrable. And I've always just seen God as, nah, bro. I've wrestled with God, bro. I got thorns in my side. Yeah, I repent daily, brother, for the things for my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that's why, not even I believe, I know that's why God uses me, though. You know what I'm saying? God wants a vessel that he can use, one that's not tied to societal norms and wants to be accepted, and one that's scared of being authentic and falling. Man, I'm failed, bro. And I may fall again. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? It's going to be in authentic and raw and real form, because there's parts of this journey that we live that I've never experienced yet.
Right.
It's easy to say, man, when I have a chop, have one, bro. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Until you're tested with these things.
Yeah.
Right? So it's me, evolution, authenticity, and showing men how to express themselves, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I come from toxic masculinity, bro. I come from, I only saw it one way. You heard me? I wasn't taught to, soft and not or expression it. But I've learned that, softness or let me say emotional intelligence is not a subtraction of strength, man.
Right.
It's not a subtraction of strength. Being in tune and being apologetic. You know what I'm saying? And expressing yourself. That's what makes you a great man, though.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm at in my life, and that's why I do what I do, and I travel the whole country and the world even, right? Like doing and being my authentic self and being raw, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want nothing that's not for me. And this is the long time I've been single.
How long have you been single for?
I think my last relationship ended in March of 2023. So,
almost over 2 years. 2 years and a month.
Yeah.
2 years, like 2 months.
So it's the longest.
Yeah.
And you talk to a man who could never be by himself.
Me and you relate, bro.
Bro, I can never be myself. I always felt like I needed somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I love you.
I idolized it, marriage even. Like I never, I was scared of being, my thoughts about myself and what have you. I was forced to be myself. But I learned the difference between loneliness and solitude. You know what I'm saying? Loneliness is the sorrow of being alone, while solitude is the glory of being alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, loneliness is a response system, where solitude is something you choose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the years I'm speaking of, I've chosen solitude. Again, as a response to, and I'm not gonna lie, my last relationship, I fought for it like I never fought for anything in my life. And I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret it. I didn't know, even though I had that in me. I didn't know I had the capacity. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm a Leo, and for those who, honestly, I don't follow astrology, but I do believe that God was smart enough to, okay, I'm gonna put you in this folder. This is a Leo folder over here. This,
you organized.
Yeah, you organized. Come on, so God ain't organized. Yeah, God organized, right? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't sitting there following a chart and who gonna say what to me today, because listen, y'all got it. Yeah. I ain't knocking nobody, but y'all got it. But according to Zodiac, Leo prideful, loud, you know what I'm saying, rambunctious, center of attention. I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? I was humbled early, though. You know what I'm saying? Humbled early, bro. You know what I mean? I was on my back early. God put me on my pockets. You heard me? So as I grow in my solitude, I learned so much about myself. And that's why I make the music I make, man. That's why I choose to write songs about vanity and, you hear me, and just stuff that people can't really see and see for themselves. Like, you know, I want God to use me in all of the forms. And I want to say this, you know, my faith is stronger than it's ever been with everything I just told you I went through. Me and God.
Yeah, locked in.
Locked, you know what I'm saying? It's raw, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not based off religious rhetoric and religious formalities. That I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But my you know, my real relationship with God, repentance and the gospel, you know what I'm saying? It's woven into my being. But I study everything. I've read the Bible, the Quran, you know what I'm saying? You know, my way of life is Rasta though. I see life through that way of life. I see it that way, but my faith system is set up, you know, and so for a lot of people, because they can't put it in a box or compartmentalize it,
they'll say it don't make sense.
Yeah, that's it makes sense. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's why faith is supposed to be sacred. You know what I'm saying? I don't get on here and I don't want fans because I believe in Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a famous believer. That's not for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you know I'm a believer through what I do, cool. But I don't want fans and followers and, you know, people to support me because of that. You know what I mean? I want people to genuinely like and care about who I am. But I definitely point people to God through my lifestyle and my walk. Mm-hmm. And I'm a beacon of light, brother. Mm-hmm. And everything I just went through, I told you I went through, has strengthened me for what the Most High has put in front of me. Foundation, you know what I'm saying? Found. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I used to be ignorant, ignore. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just said ignore. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on solid ground now. My story is one that I want the children to listen to, and the men and even the sistering. I got 4 sisters, bro. I'm the only boy. I had 2 stepbrothers. They got murdered when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I'm only boy. Yeah. And only McQueen left. So me and what I do with my legacy and my dad's legacy and my grandfather's, and it's very important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very important to me.
It's a lot of weight you carry.
It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot, bro.
So how you handling that? Have you been in therapy?
Yeah. You know, the conventional therapy and unconventional. You know what I'm saying?
Did conventional therapy work for you? Did it help you at all? Did you learn anything?
For sure. I think that everybody, you know what I'm saying, even the Bible talks about confessing your faults to one another, man. Mm-hmm. If you don't go to therapy for nothing else than just to confess, go confess, man. Get it, say it, man. Say it out loud. Free yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't go for all of the healing, the bells and whistles, man, go to confess, go to talk, go to get it off you. So that, but I'm big on, you know, the gym has become therapeutic for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I will call myself a gym rat, you know what I mean? Because this boy's out there walking around with just extra muscles for whatever reason. I'm like, damn, bro.
They got muscle on the
Yeah, bro. Who are you waiting on? You going to fight the gorilla. I see. Like, damn, bro. Like, relax. Yeah. I can't get the muscles because you have all of them. Yeah. No, but the gym has become a big part of my life. I find myself in there just, you know, challenging myself, pushing myself, and visualizing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So gym, cold plunging has become big for me. I love cold plunge. Cold plunge. It's not only is it therapeutic, it's, I mean, for the body and what it does for the spirit and the soul is very big, you know, anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, I mean, just recovery, but also just challenge, you know what I mean? And your nervous system get reset, you know, and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So cold plunging, I read a lot of books, you know what I'm saying? I read a lot of books. The Way of the Superior Man, one of my favorite books, Principles, by Ray Dalio, Rich Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, the Bible, and so yeah, reading. I play chess. I have community. Community is big. I want to make sure that, you know, I say that you're not meant to be alone. You're not meant to do life alone. Yeah, say that. So again, solitude is important, but it's not meant to, because you need those mirror moments. You need those mirror moments. You need that community. You need the people in your life. You need that morale. Yeah. So you got to find the right community. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the right tribe and the right people. And then just taking care of myself, spend a lot of time with myself. This is the most time I've ever spent with myself intentionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take care of my body, man. You know, just being intentional with the things that a lot of us men were never given permission or authorization to do. You know what I mean?
Like what?
I've been washing my face. I know it's like, ooh, no, I've been washing my face, bro. Like, I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Actually in the mirror, like, you know what I mean? Like, actually,
exfoliating. You got products for your face.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been using
That's a real, you know what's so crazy, bro? I'm gonna let you get back to what you said. But I'm so glad you said that, because that's a real turning point for a lot of men. Like, actually washing our face. Like, we don't really, I feel like a lot of us don't do that until we get into a relationship.
Yeah, bro.
And then you see your shorty doing, like, whoever you, like, you see that dude, and you're like, wait, what the? You be in here, like, you got products for you.
But when you first start doing it, she don't know you're doing it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mess around looking at her products like, okay, cool. And then now you're in a restaurant by yourself doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to, then the door may open and she may see you doing it. It's a process. It's like new. It's a newfound thing. It's like, damn, like, I take care of myself now. You know what I'm saying? But I do. You know what I mean? I started using these products. It's a black-owned company called Urban Eden.
Okay.
You know, it's a black-owned product. I love their products, man. You know,
it's like for your face?
For your face, man, for your skin.
Hair? They got hair stuff?
They working on some hair stuff, you know what I'm saying, for sure. But for your skin, man, for your temple, and it's just really the intentionalness behind the intentionality rather behind the oils and the therapy of it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just massaging your vagus nerve with the right oils and your temples rather. Like, you know, it's stuff as men that I just never knew, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then one of the main things, what I eat, bro.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of your second brain, your gut, you know what I mean? Like what you put in your body, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you talked about healing your gut. Can you explain what you meant by that and like how you did that?
Brother, listen, I have so much respect for like the herbalists and those that are in that field.
Yeah.
But if I could, I would write my own ebook on just gut health, bro. Yeah. Like, I was out of there, bro. IBS, IBD, mucus in my stool, all of that. I was out of there, bro. They didn't know what to do. They was pushing me to a psychiatrist. I ended up in the hospital multiple times. I used to go to the emergency room, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. They was checking my brain. They did all type of brain scans and all. It was like, there's nothing wrong with you. So at some point, they was like, yeah, we checked your records. We saw you got shot. And we saw your dad died. Are you experiencing any split personalities? I'm like, nah, bro, something wrong with my, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they thought she was like you had a mental illness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, so again, they gave me all these prescriptions, and the prescriptions would fight each other. You know what I mean? So I'm using one to do this, and then this one is giving me hiccups, and then this one is a steroid, and this one is making me feel nauseous. Like, it was all that. So one day I just had a breakthrough moment, man, and I threw all of it in the trash. You know what I'm saying? And I literally started from scratch. I started making my own kefir. You know what I'm saying? Like kefir grains. I would buy. I would grow kefir. It's like it's cultured milk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It stinks. So
why'd you start with that?
So I started doing research, and a lot of the research that, you know, health related, you know, you got to get outside of America, man.
True. Yeah.
I just want to say this in general. When it comes down to growth in general, get outside of America.
Facts.
When it comes to spirit, soul, consciousness, get outside of America, man. God ain't American. You heard me? And I know it's like, oh yeah, I get.
Yeah.
God ain't American, man. I mean, he ain't nowhere. Yeah. But if he was somewhere,
it wouldn't be here.
It wouldn't be here.
Yeah, for a fact.
So don't tie your knowledge, your spirit, your knowledge base, your palate to this country. Don't do it. God is not American. I just want to throw that out.
Nah,
but I'll study abroad, bro. So I'm reading everything. I'm reading, you know what I'm saying, stuff in India and Indian practices and Middle Eastern practices and Asian, you know, like just a whole bunch of stuff. And it led me to kefir, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Cultured milk, bro. Like, take the kefir grains, and it's basically molded milk. But if the culture of your gut is bad, you have a bad gut. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have, and culture is, you know, some kombucha is culture. Yeah. Like, so culture is big in the gut. You have to.
It's like bacteria, right?
You need healthy bacteria.
Okay. So the kefir is like giving your gut healthy bacteria.
But if your bacteria is disrupted, you have a bad gut. And with a bad gut, the gut is what sends signals to your brain. And I know a lot of people think it's the other way around, but it's not. The gut is what sends signals to your brain. You know what I'm saying? So you're not taking care of your gut. You have your brain is not there. A lot of diseases, bro. A lot of Alzheimer's and all that. It's bad gut. It's just bad gut. You heal the gut, you heal the body. You heal the gut, you heal the brain, you heal everything. So I start with the gut kefir, and then I will make my own kombucha. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then
what were you putting in it? Do you remember?
With the kefir grains, like I said, there's literally grains you can grow, use some milk, and then I literally will put it in a cabinet. Okay. And let it'll populate. It stink, bro. There's no way
to drink it or you eat it.
I would put it in like smoothies and put it in something, but it overtook the whole.
It don't matter what you put in. It's gonna be that.
It's that. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that, and then then I started to research the herbs. You know what I mean? Okay. So and I put myself on bitters.
Okay.
A specific bitter, wormwood.
Wormwood. Okay.
Wormwood is one of the most nastiest things ever in your life. But as we study our ancestors in Africa, that's how they took bitters. The stuff that like the herbs can hit it ain't even on something. And I hate that when we start talking health and spirit and soul, it gets put in a box of consciousness. Oh, really?
Yeah. No, bro. You get put in a specific. Once black people start talking like this, you get put in a very specific.
We talking about life, man.
Yeah,
we talking about life.
Yeah, for sure.
Why does that get put in a certain box and standing on the couch at a hookah lounge drinking Don Julio is not put in a box?
No, yeah, that's just
that's normal, right? No, bro. Like we got to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Like no, our ancestors used these tools. That's how we got here. Our race would have been extinct if half of the things that, you know what I mean? Herbs, bro, the wormwood. And I started to drink it weekly.
You said drinking it weekly?
Yeah, that's a tea. I made a tea out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a tea. You know what I mean? And then fasting.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And what did fasting look like for you?
Bro, I went on a water fast. You know what I'm saying? Water fasting. Intermittent fasting is very big.
Okay.
Me and my brethren do watermelon fast. You know, just finished one. About to start another one on Monday.
Okay.
And that's throughout the week. You know what I mean? So the fasting, the herbs, you know what I'm saying? Mainly wormwood while I was healing my gut. Cut out cut the pork out. You know what I'm saying? Get the pork off your fork. You know what I'm saying? Get the swine out your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and again, I know people, it's on something like, yeah, man, this brother, you know, Malcolm X will be proud. It ain't got to be that deep, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be that deep. You know what I'm saying? If you go in the Bible.
Just taking care of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a lot of animals that's unclean. Don't get me wrong, but what the pig represents is, you know, in the Bible, he cast the demons out of a man and put him in a pig. You know what I'm saying? Again, for those that see things as spiritual references, I do, man. I believe that God is smarter than me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want to sit there and argue. With
creator.
Yeah, I don't want to argue. I want to read different things. Again, I try the spirit by the spirit, of course, and I study just so myself approved. So I ain't just I ain't no one trick pony, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I've studied. I'm telling you, I've read multiple things, and it brought me back to the same conclusion of like, oh, okay, that's not good to eat.
Yeah.
Or this. So, watch what we eat, bro. Watching the time we eat. If you change how you eat, it'll change how you think. You know what I mean? And you realize all the anger and all of the cravings and stuff that we have that come from a lack of discipline. Lack of discipline what we eat, lack of discipline what we listen to, and what we watch. I went from 205. I went from 250. And again, just through the journey, went down to 205, bro. Healed my gut. The doctors ain't know what was going on no more. I don't have none of that no more. None of it. No trace. No trace, brother. None. And this is with no help. Because they were trying to put me on pills for schizophrenia and bipolar. We have everything we need, bro. We corrupt it. You know, again, we take it in. Bro, God is sovereign. God gave us everything we need to heal ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Everything we need is in the earth. It really is. I just came from the island. I just came from Jamaica last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. And every time I go to Jamaica, it's life changing. But I'm just reminded. I'm reminded. I'm realigned in. You know what I mean? Just to focus on the simple things in life.
Is that like a reset for you? You go to make it a reset?
Yes, to reset.
You do it like once a year?
Not once a year. I don't do this often, but it's going to become multiple times a year, actually.
Okay.
Talking about some land out there.
Like a sabbatical.
Yeah, I started my solo traveling in January. So I went to DR for 6 days.
Yeah.
And January myself, you know what I mean? And again, intentional solitude.
Yeah.
Solitude, solid. Even though, you know how it's spelled. It's not spelled with the S-O-L.
But I got you.
Me being the worst person, solitude, solid. Solidify. You know what I'm saying? So I choose solitude to solidify myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I go to reset and just through being by myself and just spending more time with God, man. I learned the harmony of life as a black man, bro. I was never taught, I never given permission to be harmonious.
And explain what that means.
A lot of people talk about balance. I think balance is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I think that it's necessary for seasons, though. I think you choose a time to be balanced because you're unbalanced. But I don't think you're supposed to spend your whole life being balanced. I think there's a time for balance and there's a time to press the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the times that I've attempted to be balanced, especially while I'm carrying something or walking somewhere, I'm walking at a pace that stops me from falling. Life should not be a constant stop from falling. Because how can you excel? How can you go higher if you're just worried about falling? You don't climb a mountain and keep looking down. They tell you don't look down. This growth, this that we trying to experience, this evolution, you try to figure out why you can't get there, not getting there fast enough, or you keep stopping and whatever because you keep looking down. You know what I mean? So harmony is more so of taking whatever come with it and finding the yin and the yang and the movement, the flow of all of it and how it does what it does. It's a duality even. You know what I mean? In the way of the superior man, it talks about the duality of feminine and masculine energy. You hear me? The polarity, rather. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need negative and positive poles to charge the battery. You can't be negative, positive. You know what I'm saying? I believe that when you get to a place, even in our bodies, and especially as men, where you find the harmony between your masculine and your feminine energy, that's when you reach divinity. Because God is masculine and feminine energy. God body. You know what I'm saying? So this idea that, oh man, I'm just, you hear me, I'm masculine. Okay. You know, tell me how that goes, for, you know, when it's all said and done. Like, tell me the things that you miss out on, the things that you can't embrace, the times that you gonna show emotion because you feel like you need to be this. No, we need to be harmonious, brother. Find harmony. And that's where I'm at in my life now. I found harmony between being a warrior and a gardener. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found a gangster and a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A master and a servant. You know, I found the harmony, bro, and it just does this. You know, and different days it look different. Yeah. Some days you may catch me, hey, I'm all warrior that day. Yeah. I'm all warrior. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you may catch me, bro. I'm all servant, man. I'm all, you know, I'm all masculine. I mean, masculine is always my frontal. You know what I mean? But I'm in tune with my feminine energy as well, man. I'm nurturing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm loving, I'm graceful now. You know what I'm saying? I'm more peaceful, man. Yeah. I smile. I've never smiled as much as I've been smiling in these years, man. Yeah. Never, bro. Yeah. I fell out of a car when I was 7 and I hit the ground and it was a moving car. And I hit the ground and my teeth went up in my gums and I had to have my teeth surgically removed. And I never liked my smile as a child because I couldn't choose it. I had crooked teeth since I was a kid. I hated smiling. So up until when I used to, even in my teens, my early 20s, when I used to laugh, I used to come on my face. Nah, you finna get all these teeth now. Yeah. I don't care what it is. You finna get all of them. Yeah. I'm at peace, man. I'm at peace with myself. I love myself. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I know God has chosen me, because this is the message and the calling and what the world needs. Black men and black women. You know what I'm saying? Men and women in general, because I want to show men that we can evolve, we can grow, man. You talk to somebody from the streets, from the bricks, dog. I got teardrops on my face, bro. I've seen too much, bro. I've more do you think I have, bro? I done been a part of stuff that I'm not proud of. I've contributed to the toxicity of masculinity for sure. I mean, I have. But I've evolved and I've grown to where I've undone a lot of what I contributed and just shown a different path of it and shown that we can evolve. But also it's to show the women in the system, men can evolve.
Right.
We can grow. I know that dude that you thinking that you wrote off, that your daddy, your brother, your best friend, your man even, man of dogs. Niggas ain't shit, you know? Nah, bro. I'm sorry that was your experience, but I'm going to show you something different. But this requires patience, grace, prayer. I'm heard from the prayers of black women. So I can never be at war with black women, but I'm honest with my experiences.
Speak on like how black women have helped you at each step, because I know you talked about you had a black woman that basically, Miss Johnson was the one that told you that, you was gonna get shot when you went back to St. Louis.
Yes.
So do you feel like you've had black women at every moment or every step, a significant step of your life, that they've been able to kind of speak to you?
All the places that I've stayed, there was a black woman that said, "Are you hungry?" Black woman that was like, you need a place to stay. There was a black woman that was like, what you need? Are you okay? It wasn't no man that said it to me. I'm not saying that I haven't had men in my life. I don't want to discount, because I've had men that have, you know what I mean? But it's been an overarching amount of black women that's like, hey, black man, you need something. Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Even from my childhood. And that's why women that I've seen have to carry the world. So I have an affinity for women. But let me tell you the double side of infinity. It's the part, and I know that it doesn't speak to the, it's like, man, he was going up, and then he just, no.
You being honest.
I'm being 100% honest. How you know if I'm being honest? Because I really want black women to hear me. The other side of infinity. The infinity, this open heart, this open wound. The heart is a wound. If you ever see how it's drawn, especially when we used to draw the heart, I never knew the heart. I remember the first time I saw the heart in real life. I'm like, somebody lied to me.
Yeah.
You hear me? Somebody say, heart.
I said, yo, that don't look like what I was drawing.
Nah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That ain't a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't look perfect.
Mm.
It looks contorted. It looks beat up. It look like something I wouldn't draw. It look like something I wouldn't hold. Give me I just want a piece of your heart. I don't want a piece of that.
Yeah, that look crazy.
That looks wild.
Yeah.
I don't want a piece of it. It don't look like the picture that I've drawn that, two sides. You want a piece, it look like a perfect break.
Mm-hmm.
So the other side of infinity is this open wound. I've been hurt by black women the most too. I know it don't fit, it don't make the perfect love song. I know.
Yeah.
It don't make the perfect Hallmark card writing. It don't make the perfect poem. I've equally been hurt too. So this love that y'all ask for, this love that y'all want from us, this infinity, this protect me, die for me, love me endlessly, it becomes an open wound though too. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt us the most. So while I love the black woman and I have an infinity for her, you know what I'm saying? I've also experienced the most heartbreak though, and the most, some of my darkest moments have been by a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the truth though. And
that doesn't stop you from loving black women.
No, not at all.
Exactly.
No, and I'll say why, because when we realized as men, and this is what now we talking.
Yeah, let's talk.
I had put a post up that broke the internet. It was probably a few weeks ago.
Where was that?
I was in New York or something.
Are you in New York?
I was in a car. I was talking so the way it started, I had posted a thread, and it was a short. Threads are just for
quick stuff.
Talk.
Yeah.
So I said, number one thing that's more dangerous than an emotional woman is an emotional man. And I had a lot of comments like, well, what you mean? Like, well, so I did a video just kind of expounding. I was like, yeah, like, emotional man That's a wild, it's a wild man.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he has emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to a poet. You're talking to a man who, you know what I'm saying? So clearly I'm not talking about...
always exercise. You always exercising your emotions. Yeah.
You know what the key word you just said, though? Exercise.
Yeah.
That's deliberate.
Yeah.
That's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
When you go exercise, you chose to exercise.
Yeah.
That's a intentional thing.
Mm.
That's more a controlled situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I said, the number one thing that's more dangerous than an emotional woman's emotional man, because an emotional man, the things that, according to society, if we have to write down what a man is, leader, protector, provider.
Mm-hmm.
Again, society, right?
Mm-hmm.
A woman is a nurturer, a helpmate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A fielder. Like, but according to society and even God the Father, either, just how, what we've seen with all fathers or the lack thereof, a lot of us, I ain't know my dad. Or I ain't like my daddy. He wasn't around. He didn't provide or protect or the things that, so that's how you know you're supposed to be that. Because that's why you don't like your own daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, being an emotional man is a detriment to those exact things that we said we're supposed to be.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't be in tune with our emotions, though. We need space for our emotions, man. I'm not saying walk around here being some heartless monster who just action and pay bills and go to sleep and work till he die. No, because I saw my dad do that, and I would never do that.
Yeah.
But I think that when you cut on the news, when you cut on social media and you scroll, and these men out here shooting up parks and killing kids and killing each other and robbing, stealing, and beating women and even killing themselves. Emotional man that has not learned how to control his emotions and exercise his emotions and be disciplined with his emotions and communicate his emotions. He has not learned emotional intelligence. Emotional is more so me speaking to the act of being in that state all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, some would say, a lot of people comment on it. It was like, no, well, you should have said, not being emotionally. You know how people try to, bro, it's social media, bro. I'm not finna,
you know what I meant.
You know what I said.
I just explained it. Yeah.
And I provided all the context you need. You're not finna try to put me in your trick bag. I know what I said. You heard me? Like, I'm not.
And that's social media bro.
People learn real fast with me though. I went to school for communication, so you're not gonna trick me up. Trust me, I got a degree in this. You're not gonna trick me up, man. I'm very good at it. I'm an orator, man. I know exactly what I said, but I'm not gonna think for you as an adult.
Right.
2, I'm giving you enough to go with, and 3, I'm hitting the points that you know you need. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, men should not be controlled or governed by their emotions. No, we should not be controlled or governed. Now, I had somebody, I had a lot of response, bro. Some people hated my message.
That's right. Video, bro.
So some men sent me multiple messages, and then I had to show him being emotional, like the very thing you're sitting there saying, yeah, man, we should be, you giving women a pass to be emotional, and women put men in jail and women lie on men. You're right.
Yeah. That's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about. This specific message, this specific video is not what I'm talking about.
Triggered, bro.
And the way you sending me a million DMs and messages and commenting, and you're doing the exact same thing, but you're not controlling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, with women, I said in the video, women, it's with those emotions that it's with them being emotional that we get a baby and we get openness, we get nurturing, they have to be in that. I'm not giving a license to lie, cheat, steal, and talk crazy to men and be abusive either, though. Not at all. Because women need logic, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for what they're called to do, but for what they're created to do, it's literally woven in them being emotional.
Yeah.
A woman's intuition is powerful.
Facts.
It can save your life. It saved my life. Miss Johnson told me I'm going to get shot. Every black woman I stayed with was like, "Are you hungry?" And then my mom, I never even said that. But you knew, yes, I am. And I have nowhere to go either. It was because that's an emotion.
Tuition, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When a woman is in her masculine too much, she don't have space or time for that.
Nope.
Because she's trying to survive. But again, it's not me giving a license for women to lie on men. I go back to my affinity for women. I've seen it the other side. I've seen my dad live a whole life and he passed, and the women who I've seen him sacrifice his life for, provide for, protect, they don't even talk about him as if he never lived. So I'm not talking about that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my message was to men to say, hey, because at the end of the day, and I know this is so hard, bro. This is so hard for us to hear.
I think I know where you're going, but go ahead. Yeah.
It's on us, man.
It is. I knew you was going to go there.
It's our responsibility.
It is. I was just, bro, I don't want to cut your wisdom. I was just having this conversation because I just put up an episode with Kira J.
Yeah, that's my homegirl.
Yeah, Kira dope. And so we're talking about bridging the gap between like black men and black women and like what we could do to create spaces. And so like I had put up a post where it was like, she was talking from a black woman's perspective on like what black women could do to help to support black men. And brother, a woman in her comments, very angry. Why I gotta do this? And when black men gonna support us? And basically the same, kind of like flipped with your scenario, right? And so I put up a pinned comment. Whenever I see like there's ruckus in the comments,
Right.
I like to put up a pinned comment. Not that I have to.
Right.
But just so people can understand, like, yo, this is what was going on. So I explained in the pinned comment, I say, yo, this conversation was all about how we can heal as a black community, right? About bridging the gap between black men and black women. A lot of the conversation that we were seeing in the comments was black women saying, like, when a black man gonna support us, right? So I explained in the pinned comment, like, yo, we had the opposite side of this conversation as well, where we talked about how black men can support black women. That part is going to be posted next week. And I was just letting them know, like, yo, first of all, I started by saying, black women, we love y'all. Because I feel like a lot of black women just be thinking, like, man, I'm out here just trying to just do dirt. And because they and I can't blame them because that's their experience, right? So just explain to them, like, yo, this is not that. Take a look at the platform. That's all you got to do. Just take a look at the platform real quick. Before you even comment, take a look at the platform. Then I also said to them, like, yo, I understand if this has been your experience, but you do got to understand that just because that's your experience doesn't mean that that's the reality out here. That all black men are out here just not healing, doing women dirty, not supporting y'all, X, Y, and Z. I had a man come in the comments and he was like, I love who loves me, no exceptions. And I was like, bro, see, this is exactly what the problem is right here. Because I feel like each side, when it comes to black men and black women on social media, everybody's looking for the other side to take the first step. It's on us. So just like you said, it's on us. I'm not looking for black women to respond to my comment and be like, yeah, we love you too, brother.
No.
I'm not looking for that. I don't need that.
No.
You get what I'm saying? When you get to a point where you are internally validated and you know who you are, you know what you're rooted in, you don't need other people to validate your existence. I don't need black women on social media to be on some, yo, thank you so much for what you're doing and we love you, da-da-da. I'm not looking for that.
I agree.
Yeah, but go ahead. I know you have more to add. Yeah.
I agree.
I know you got more to add.
I want to challenge something.
Please do.
Because I see exactly where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I think that, I think it's a necessary conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to paint this picture of what we're saying.
Yeah.
I think this is where the most confusing part comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
Love, like you said, man, I said, black women, we love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't speak for your whole journey and what love means or who taught you that, but it was taught.
Mm-hmm.
It came from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's somebody, you had a view of love or somewhere, it came somewhere. It wasn't innate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Versus a lot of women, not all. I don't like the wide brush because some people's experiences are different.
Yeah.
Again, God is not American. There's somebody in Africa right now or in Jamaica or somewhere who, like, what y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Billy Hunt. Yeah. So what are y'all talking about? So right, it's like, oh, you're not talking to us, clearly.
Yeah.
We just hunted dinner, you know what I'm saying? And we was men and women together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to argue like this. So I'm just saying in general,
Mm-hmm.
black women, we love you. love is it's a feminine thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people want to get into the different types of love, sporty love, ludic love, agape. I know that too, but that's not, because you get somebody that's like, no, but hear me out. It's women are love is propaganda at a certain age. You know what I mean? Princess frog dresses, marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know a man where that was the same thing. I don't know. Maybe, it depends on, culture. Some cultures, men know love at 5. I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? At all, right? I knew protection. Now again, that's love, but I'm trying to
perform.
I got different form.
Yeah, I got.
I knew leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I knew provision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that early.
Mm-hmm.
What? Man, I'm finna get out there and figure this out. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna at young age. Love, like unconditional, like I love you because.
Mm-hmm.
Because what? Because I just got her.
Yeah.
While I agree, you know what I'm saying? I think that, now I'm not saying that that's a reason why I feel like the women should, black men, I love you. I'm not saying it's a reason.
Yeah.
But I am saying if you strip away the masculine role that a lot of them have been put in, the hurt, in they rawest form, in they purest form, they are love, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They are love, man. They soft in they rawest form.
Yeah.
Their bodies are made to nurture. And I don't want to get explicit. Literally, our bodies are made to, they bodies made to open up.
Mm-hmm.
Our bodies ain't made to open up. Bro, what instruments you got? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what type of I don't know if your platform people.
Nah, you good.
So I'm just.
You can speak on it.
Okay.
No, you can speak on it. Yeah.
So, I've been being real careful on your.
No, you good. You good, bro. You good. Yeah.
Our bodies ain't made. They bodies made to open up, brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A woman's breast opens up and provides milk, brother. That's what it's for. I know they've been over sexualized rawness. It opens up and gives milk.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up and receives. They're receivers, man. Our body's made to provide. So I think what black men and black women can do, one, you both need to apologize.
That's true.
And admit we've all done this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And make a truce. Stop fighting each other. And that's quite the problem. Then to try to figure out, okay, what the problem is. Problem is, we're not in ordained roles. We're not, bro. It's like, oh man, the world is advanced and the world is this. That's the problem. Everybody want to be creative. Everybody want to, you know what I'm saying? Everybody
want to recreate what was already created.
I can do all things. I can do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's why you're arguing. Mm-hmm. Women are literally made to receive, man. Mm-hmm. So I'm making your point by really just expounding. Yeah. Because it's still on us.
Yeah. Facts.
Women are made to receive. They bodies, they made to receive. But when they receive, they give. Yeah. When they receive, though. Yeah. Men are made to give. When we receive. Think about it. When we receive, and if your reception was broken as a child, you have a hard time giving, man.
Yeah. Here's what I want to add to that point, because you said you talked about somebody taught me that. That's very true. And I'm sitting here thinking about it, like who taught me that it's important to, like, first of all, to love, but then also love black women. I think one, just like you, bro, when you talk about like having affinity for black women and loving black women, I've been hurt by black women. Like not the same, but
I get it.
Almost each point of my life when I think about my trauma, I can point it back to a black woman, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest with you, I could point it back to a black woman. Getting cheated on, black woman. I had mother wounds, that's a black woman. Love my mom to death, but black woman. You know what I'm saying? When I first went through my first bout with depression and like really wanted to like kill myself, bro, like black woman.
Same.
You get what I'm saying? So like all of that is a black woman. I wasn't Kizzle who loves black women when I was going through those things. You get what I'm saying? So like, I had to go through the process of actually healing. And one of the things that really has me at this state now, at this point in my life, is I read the Bible a lot now, bro. I read the Bible a lot, bro. I read the Bible almost every day. Try to read a chapter a day, bro. In the Bible, it consistently talks about one of the commandments being, the most important commandment being love.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't know that. We talk about all the other commandments, don't steal, don't kill, da-da-da.
They most hang on love. They
all of that hang on love. Exactly.
You love, you won't do the other.
Exactly. So one of the most important commandments is love. So if that's what I'm receiving, like when we talk about receiving, like, cause I feel like reading the Bible, talking to God, that's how I receive as a man.
Right.
I have to give that out.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to receive, I don't receive that from black women. I'm not looking to receive that from black women. I receive that from God, and it's my responsibility as his child to then give that out, because he's told me that's the most important, you get what I'm saying? That's the most important thing to do. So that's kind of where I rooted in. And I feel like, again, for us, because our ordained, when we talk about ordained roles like lead, provide, protect, we got to look at the state of our community and realize what it needs. What I've seen in our community, what we need more than anything, bro, we just need love. And I think we need a lot of empathy, bro. Yeah. You talk about like us sitting and apologizing, that takes love and empathy.
Definitely.
I got to be able to see a black woman and see her comment something that I disagree with and still be like, I love you, sister.
Yeah.
Like, cool, still love you.
Yeah, no, love is the most powerful. It's the most powerful thing. Love is the healer.
Mm-hmm.
And to expound on what you're saying, first commandment, love God with all your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I know we shorten it, love, but love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As is an equal word.
Mm-hmm.
So again, going back into, okay, so what's the problem? I think that, we gloss over the actual practical things.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, so technically, biblically, if you loving somebody more than you, it's a sin.
Yeah, so that's idol.
It's idol.
Yeah.
So you have to find a place where you love yourself, and then you see your neighbor as yourself. So I love my sister, and I love a black woman because I love myself. I could not love no black woman right. I could not love no black woman in a healthy way until I love myself in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot love my brethren. I got shot by a black man. Yeah, I got beat by a black man.
True.
And no black woman I got beat by a black man. But because I am a black man, it gave me a little more empathy. Mr. Johnson, I'm like, man, you was arguing with Miss Johnson, man. You beat Miss Johnson. You talking to her like that. Then you got older and you start to see yourself talk to a woman like that. Right? I've never put my hands on a woman.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I've definitely been a villain before. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I've been argumentative. I've been an asshole. So the empathy comes. The reason why sometimes it's hard to see the empathy in our sister, we not them. So it takes an extra concerted effort. It takes biblical practices. It take movies. I've watched Notebook one day. And I start crying. You hear me? I'm like, oh,
I see.
Okay, you just start to it take more of a knowledge base, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the very woman, bro, these women ain't. So I say to myself, I've said it to my brother. My brother will tell you, bro, women ain't your instruments, man. Learn them, man. Before you use them, man. Don't use them, bro. Don't beat them, bro. Learn them, love them. You know what I'm saying? Don't use them, man. These women ain't your project, ain't your object. You hear me? But you not your project and your object. So the cure-all is love God first. And love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you won't do you won't do that. Because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You don't even like your own self. You look in the mirror and you're not pleased at yourself, man.
Yeah.
So now you go projecting. Black man, you gotta accept the things you can't change, man.
Mm-hmm.
Your height and your dick size, you can't do nothing about it.
They doing stuff about that.
I know, it's crazy. No, it's crazy. I just seen something. I know, that's wild, bro. Look, good luck. Yeah, you gonna have a big time. I don't know. Heaven may have restrictions on that. I don't know. Cause God, like I could have sworn I had.
Yeah, I sworn.
I
set you up
set
at
this up.
5'8".
I don't know. You may have an extra conversation when you. I don't know. I can't speak on that. But because you're right, they done doing some crazy stuff now. But
crazy stuff.
Outside of that, it's like the things we can't change. I know this world is making to where we change everything. I think that's Babylon. I definitely think that's Babylon, man. And again, I'm not, but people do to enhance or I can't speak on that, but I'm talking about the internal part and the way you see yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's Babylon, man. I think it's evil. You know what I'm saying? But black man, look yourself in the mirror and the things you can't change, love them.
Yeah, accept,
take ownership, love them. Because if not, why do you think women out here getting BBLs? I can't say all. Some may just, but I'm talking about
a majority. If we being honest,
because you don't even like your damn self. So that we start projecting as a society on women, and and now they changing. Now they all look alike.
And you know why we do that too? Because they're the most vulnerable. Yeah, it's easiest to do that too.
Emotional.
Mm-hmm.
They emotional. They vulnerable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
So instead of assuming a role that we're supposed to assume with the protect and the provide,
right?
You become the villain
because you don't love yourself. You're your own villain. Mm-hmm. When you are whoever you are when you're by yourself. So you can't control yourself when you're by yourself. You can't control when you eat. You ain't controlling your sleep. You're controlling you're watching porn. You're doing all you like controlling yourself, man. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense why society is what it is. So we gotta apologize. I've done this wrong, black woman. I've done this wrong. I have. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing I've done wrong, I know you may think that it was not loving you right. It was not loving me right.
Yeah.
So I need to love me right. So I need to stop. And you'll be surprised what has happened on my journey since I stopped, bro. Don't get me wrong. I've had the women that's respect and love. I've had the women, I've been called emotionally unavailable. I've been called selfish. Mm-hmm. I've been called an asshole. I've been called all the things by loving myself, bro. But then I've attracted some amazing women and amazing opportunities and amazing things that come with self-love. It's different because you're not choosing and you're not loving and entertaining people out of a place of famine and desperation. Mm-hmm. You can choose. You can free yourself. You can liberate yourself. You can look from a higher place. You evolving. That's why I got so many plants in my place, bro. I love plants. Plants have taught me.
Seen that. Yeah, I seen
plants
that.
Have taught me more than any human.
What have you learned from plants, bro? Because my mom is a big, she's a huge gardener, bro. So I grew up like just gardening plants. Like that's normal to me. So like, what do you feel like you learned from plants?
Plants grow two ways, brother. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right? We look at this part, but whatever this is, that is. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's more. Mm-hmm. The roots are jumbled up.
Yeah, they're very complex.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But we only see this. But without this, none of this happens. Without this being healthy, none of this happens. You know what I'm saying? But this beautification, this is depth. You know what I'm saying? This is body. This is soul. Roots is soul. You know what I mean? So plants have taught me so much, bro, because I have some birds of paradises in my loft, and one time, man, one of my big joints, they weren't growing at the speed I wanted to, bro. So one day I walked over to it and it was raveled up and stuff. Man, for you about to listen, you pissing me off, man. I started to unravel it. You heard me with my hand, like open up, brother. You're right there, man. The next day it started to die, like it started to turn brown, like I'm like, damn. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm sorry. I'm literally talking to plan. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. About a couple weeks later, I wake up, go in the front room, and I'm sitting there.
Wow.
And I was like, I was trying to force you to grow. I was trying to force you because I saw all the other parts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But not knowing that leaf and its root system is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a book called When by Daniel Pink.
When?
When, W-H-E-N.
Oh, when. Okay.
It's an amazing book, but
Yeah.
it really talks about the just systems and how society, social media, like we use social media now, but not knowing that social media was created off of our patterns. We viewed it to the pattern of social media, but they created social media off of the pattern. The RAS, reticular activated system. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have our own systems, our own biological clock. Before there was a clock, a watch, a time, we used to wake up. We used to know what time to do what and when. We used to go to sleep when. Like, we haven't always had a watch.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know what time it was, but you was exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, you was in tune.
You know what I'm saying? So, we all have a biological clock, but we yield to schedules and my alarm. But true autonomy of self is when you get to a place where your spirit is exactly, and your soul and your body and your feet are planted where they're supposed to be. I know I'm supposed to be here, and it allows you to be more present. And so in the book it talks about a plant, and I'm gonna get the name of the plant wrong. I always do, but it's called the Utica something. It's something. Okay. But and if anybody read the book, you correct me, but I was trying. So, but it was a philosopher. One day he was working and he saw the plant, and he saw how it went from, daylight to nighttime, and the plant would close. It would close up. Mm-hmm. And so he's watching it, but then he got astonished. One day he put the plant in a cabinet to hide it from the sunlight. And he was like, okay, cool. But what he realized when he opened the cabinet was the plant did the exact same thing. It was open. When the sunlight, it was open. Mm. And it helped him realize that it has nothing to do with that.
The sun.
It has everything to do with...
It's an internal system.
We all have our own internal system, man. And that's why we have to quiet our world at times. We have to choose solitude and step away and get more quiet. Prayer, meditation, time with God, nature, all that, because it allows you to get more in tune to be in tune with that activating system that you have within yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So plants have taught me that. Plants, that the power of darkness is what I learned the most of.
Explain that.
Plants don't grow in the light.
Really? Because we were taught photosynthesis and like sun, where plants need sun. And so what you mean by plants don't grow in the light?
Seeds don't, a baby don't even grow in the light. The baby's in dark the whole time. The seed is in dark. When you are planting a seed, you push it in the dark. Then it starts.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
the light.
The light. The initial environment.
The initial environment is dark.
That makes sense.
Darkness, man. Darkness is what makes us appreciate light. You know what I'm saying? Darkness, in the Bible, we read light, but in the Greek, you translate that light to enlightenment. All the light, God was the light. He said, let there be light. Let there be enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus the way in life, the way in the enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? In the darkest times of your life, darkness is healthy, man. You just need it. The shadows with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going nowhere. As light as you want to be, it's gonna be right there with you.
Right.
So it's needed at times. Shadow work at times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At times, because it makes us appreciate and value light. It makes us know when light is coming. It makes us choose the light. It makes us know when to return the light. It makes us know, but you can't grow without darkness. So my plants in the dark, bro, I wake up and I'm like, what's happened? I got new leaves growing. I got it growing. Yeah. Darkness is a powerful thing when we learn to be in tune with it. But again, in a religious way, and we taught certain things, to have their own, negativities. But I think that, again, God is sovereign. Before we mess things up as humans, God made everything perfect. And I think that while we know that, I think sometimes we gloss over that because of the conditions of the world. Everything's perfect, man.
Yeah.
God is sovereign. know exactly what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And I yield to God, man. So plants have taught me a lot. You know, people talk about get closer to God. Me personally, I don't see how you can get closer to God without getting closer to nature. I don't get it. I'm not saying it's not possible. If you can go to church every Sunday and be in the four walls every Sunday, and that's where you get the closest with your Creator, I'm not knocking it. I've been there before too, but that was foundational for me. I ain't been to church in years. You know what I'm saying? Like, a long time. Not saying I wouldn't go either. I'm not, I have nothing against, but my foundation found, and God said, go.
You had a really nice quote. You said, I used to believe in myself, and now I know myself. Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Going back to foundation, I think that belief is foundational principles. I believe that self-belief is necessary. And also, it's an English language, so we use the word because that's all we've known, and we, again, it's America.
Right.
So, but just through my own journey, you hear me, I started using different words. Belief is doubt. When we really think about what it really is, you only believe because you don't know. Prior to this interview, when you probably was getting prepared or telling your team or telling whomever, man, I believe, there was a little doubt there.
Yeah. I believe he goes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a little, until you do something, there's always a little doubt.
Oh, for sure.
But you don't do it and still say believe.
I believe we did that.
Right.
That would be weird.
It's the worst thing.
Yeah.
So how, when it comes to our life and the things we experience and you're you really you. You've got enough time in retrospect to refer to. Ain't no belief involved in that. You did that. So the belief comes with the stuff you ain't proved yet. So belief is doubt. You only believe because you don't know. So when we know, why are you still using believe? You know what I mean? There's parts in my journey, in my life that I know. There's parts I don't know yet. I don't even think the disciples believed in Jesus. Because they knew him. Like,
right.
How you going to believe? Yeah, I believe, and they knew him, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. He's right here.
Yeah.
We supposed to believe. We supposed to believe in God. That's what they say. I go a step further. I know God. But again, rhetoric, belief still going to come out. The word going to come out because,
there's the underlying meaning of it that's the most important. And I've heard that before, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Bro, God has shown up in my life in so many ways. But I had somebody ask me in New Orleans, because I said that in a when I was doing a meet and greet, I was talking, and he came to me and said, but what about faith? Faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Faith is real. You don't need belief. Faith is, man.
Say it again.
According to the Bible, faith is a substance of things hoped for. Substance. So this is a substance. So it's real. So it's something real. Faith is a substance of things hoped for and evident of something you can't see. Faith is real. It's very much real. Faith is not belief.
Right.
Faith is real.
Yeah.
It's real, man. It's real. And when you reach that place, when you reach that place in your journey, your walk with God and with yourself, you reach divinity. It's a hard thing to get to, though. It's so hard because even, again, with words, but words are spells, no? Well, spelling bee, man. Spelling words, man. It's just all it is. That's all it is. That's an English, 26 letters, 21 letters or something? All of them moved around make thousands of words. Man.
Yeah.
That's this, bro. God is smarter than that. Faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence. Substance and evidence are two words that are actuals.
Yeah.
That's substance? What's your substance? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your evidence? That's bad. You got to prove that.
Yeah.
That's real. So I don't believe in that. That's real. I know it. And I'm willing to stand on that. I'm willing to take it to the grave. And I'm willing to see my Creator when it's all over off of faith, off of what I know. People are martyred off of what they know. Not what they believe. They weren't going over there saying, those who believe was just doubtful. And then there are times where God showed up, Jesus showed up, and had to prove the doubt. Brother Thomas said, man, until I put a finger in one of the holes in his hands, he wanted substance and evidence. God has done so many things in our life to give you got enough substance, enough evidence. You've overcome a lot of things in your life, man, where you got substance and evidence to not go around believing in yourself your whole life. That may be something new that you've never experienced, something new, a new something. I believe. Yeah, belief is, because I don't know either. I don't know. But, you know what I mean? But that's how I approach belief and know. Yeah, and you know, some people, they get it. Some people wrestle with me on it. But when I start to explain it, and everybody gets it. Yeah. It's just harder to, because all you've heard your whole life is believe. Yeah. All you've heard is because it's just an American word. It's joking that it's propaganda. It's marketable. It's knowledge. Sounds like a lot more harder. It sounds like something that comes from a foreign land. It sounds like something different that you can't market. You can't put a bow around knowledge. It sounds conscious, and it sounds like, very, Asiatic. You don't sound like America. But God ain't American. And the more I say it, you hear me? People be like, yeah, right.
Like, if I really, the way you broke it down when you first said it, I think you said, like, if God was on, like, we know God is not anywhere, right? Yeah. But if he was here, he would not be here. I really sat and thought about it. I'm like, you are absolutely.
He would not. So I would not put my knowledge, my faith, my substance of God and spirit and soul into this country.
That's a fact.
I would not. If he wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Why would I acknowledge it?
I'm not saying there's not things that we can grasp on this journey, but I'm saying because the world is vast, go vast, man. Yeah. Go abroad, bro. Study, man. Talk. Go travel. Go stand in places where he walked his footsteps singing. And then talk about God. And that's my journey. That's what I do.
Nah, I love that, bro. You have I don't want to call it a concept, but you talk about God body and your website, godbodyenergy.com, right? Explain what that means.
Yes, sir. Great question. God body. Now there's different layers to it. You know, some may refer to God body as in supreme mathematics, as in something that was definitely like the origin in New York. You know what I'm saying? Very the brethren that the Moors, the supreme mathematics, all that, Islam, and there's layers to all of it, right? And with me, it's very interesting how I even came to that place of God body as in the way I see it, is because I was taught all of these things, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My family, you know what I'm saying, Moors, I was taught more Scientology as a child, though. You know what I mean? Egyptian history as a child. Black Panthers as a child, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. And then when I got sent away, that's where the biblical sense came from. And, you know what I'm saying, the Bible and foundation. And then I remember the first time I read the Quran because I was debating, a Muslim girl in my class. We had Spanish with each other. So I used to debate her all the time. So one time she's like, read this, you know what I mean? And tell me. So I would read it, and that's what opened that up. And then so I started reading that. But I only read the Quran to defend the Bible. And so, because if you're going to be an apologist, you know what I mean, you have to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I start to learn everything. So in knowing everything, just to throw this out there, it only brought me back to the gospel, by the way, but that's a whole nother conversation. So, but with that, taking what I've known, my origins of supreme mathematics, because I definitely adhere to the mathematics, though. You know what I'm saying? The numbers.
What's the supreme mathematics under? Yeah.
So the supreme math, man, I'll just say this about religion, man. I think that God is going to be very disappointed in a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done. Yeah. If we've created this discord with each other, you know what I'm saying? If Jesus was here, he would not speak English. You know what I'm saying? He would definitely speak Arabic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The Arabic that Muslims speak. People take it how they want to take it, but he definitely, Mel Gibson depicted perfectly. He definitely would speak Arabic. He definitely would not say God. He would say Allah. Hebrew and Greek is what the Bible originally. So when I studying the Bible deeply, I read it with a concordance.
Okay.
I'm saying Strong's concordance specifically. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know, man. I know that word, man. The Pentateuch books, the Decalogue, I can walk somebody down, bro. I remember I got kicked out of a church before, this years ago, a long time ago, man. Cause I'll teach your pastor. And that's just, I was younger, and that's when I was a lot more boastful. You know what I'm saying? God has humbled me, but I definitely know what I know. I know what I know. I just don't. I don't weaponize faith. You know what I'm saying? It's my relationship with God. And I'm moved by God to serve, but I know the word. And I stand on the word. So I just want to throw it out there. But so with that part of my journey, at one point it was a disconnect. I used to suppress everything that I knew because faith at one point, the renewing of the mind, I felt like I need to negate everything. But I realized even in the Bible, God was using, he didn't pick the disciples because they was qualified.
Yeah.
Some of them was the worst people,
Yeah.
Paul, what? And persecuted, he killed Christians. He persecuted them, Like, you know what I mean? Like, I realized through my journey that God wants to use every part of me that I sat there and suppressed. All of it. All of it, bro. I'm from the streets, brother. I'm from now. All the knowledge I got, that wasn't supposed to be casted away. God allowed me to go there to be able to use that for his glory. So then I connected the two. So whereas God body, you know what I'm saying, supreme mathematics, as in like the numerology of God, you know what I'm saying? 7, the number 7 in the supreme mathematics is God. You know what I mean? The number 0 is cipher. So when we stand in a circle and deal with each other, we're having a cipher. Cipher's a circle. It's just numbers that govern our society, you know what I'm saying? And it's more so, some may look at it as Islam, but people don't know. A lot of people just don't realize or don't want to understand that the word Islam means peace. That's all it means. The word literally means peace. It don't mean nothing else, man. But again, we just you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't get into all of that. That's not where God has called me to battle. I'm not a theologian that's going to argue with people what kind of shoes Paul was wearing on the road to Damascus.
Right.
Some people sit there and argue and do a whole sermon on that. I can't do that, bro. I believe that God is woven in all things. And I believe that communication of those things are different. You go on the other side of the world, it's going to be different. You go there, it's going to be different. So what I've been able to do with God body is bring all that together. Whereas God body, as in supreme mathematics, is arm, leg, arm, head, arm, leg, arm, head. Allah, A-L-A-H, Allah, God, arm, leg, arm, head. But then added with my faith in the gospel, we're called to be the body of Christ. We're called to be a body God. Arm, leg, arm, head. So I'm just being a body God, brother. You know what I'm saying? Encompassing all of it, dog. All of it.
And then what does that look like for you?
Being able to go places that many won't go. I can go anywhere, man. I can minister to anybody. I can stand in front of anybody. I can go places that where your religious pass card will stop. It don't work there. Because your denomination won't allow you. And I'm just saying from people that subscribe.
Nah, I got you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Like this way of thinking, brother.
Yeah.
That's why I'm God body, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm God body, man. All things. God's using every part of me for his glory. You know what I'm saying? I've marched. I've been an activist for years. I was an activist for years, brother. And I remember when I used to be big in the Christian world. I used to do Christian hip hop. A lot of people don't know that. I used to be like, people go look up STC, Still True Christians. You see me. I was one of the biggest hip hop artists, bro. We've on BT, World Star Hip Hop, all that. Right? Okay. Oh yeah. So I have the backing to prove on what I'm saying. I used to be an alma bearer. I used to be a deacon. I'm a licensed evangelist. Like bro. Like I used to minister the gospel, apologetics, man. The way of the master. Like I used to minister deeply, but they also used to call me rebellious because I used to question everything. And I learned this about life. I want to drop this gem. Life is not about having all of the answers, man. Life is not about having the right answers. Life is about having the right questions. I have great questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all the answers, man.
I notice also when you ask good questions and people don't have answers, they get upset at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know what you don't know.
And they also know that they don't know.
Yeah. But it's about who's willing to admit they don't know. Yeah. And that's the most powerful one. So I got questions, man. So I used to question everything. I still do to this day. You know what I'm saying? I was called rebellious so many times. In the church, I've rebuked multiple times in front of the church. They used to be like, don't be like him. A lot of those churches are closed now. And I'm not glorifying. I'm just speaking to a point.
Yeah.
A lot of the pastors they don't even preach no more. They're not there no more. God still used me for his glory. So I just want to say, you got to watch who we speak on. You know, even the Bible says, touch not my anointed. You know, so I just want, let's keep in mind who we speaking on. That's why I don't believe in speaking against. I don't speak against I can't, that ain't me, bro.
Yeah.
Or God body gives me the spiritual license, the license in general for the sake of licensing to go abroad, go to the world, go to the world, I go to the trenches, brother. I didn't lead gangsters with guns on their hip to God, bro. Whereas one would say, that don't work, you don't fit my music go to the strip club, brother. I want to see the strippers meditating. I want to see the gangsters holding hands and you know what I'm saying, and praying and you know what I mean, and all that. Like, so God body is all of those things. I'm being able to be able to surpass the idea of religious norms and societal norms of, no, I'm Muslim, I'm this, I'm atheist, I'm Christian, all that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm God body. I'm the body of God, the ambassador of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a way of life, not a religion, not anything, you know what I'm saying? None of that. It's a way of life. Well, God body's a way of life. I'm not restricted in this idea of whatever I was raised or taught to see God through this lens. God body is arm, leg, arm, head of God, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it started in a very organic way. Like I said, my uncle, I'm more Scientology, all that. I have all of that. So it's more like an omnis. You know what I'm saying? Omnis believe in multiple things. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, like I say, my faith is in the gospel. You know what I mean? So that's my faith lives. That's that when it's all said and done, that's how I see the world. You know what I'm saying? But the way of life that I see is God body, you know what I'm saying, and Rasta, man. And that makes up me. That's how I see the world. That's why I express myself the way I do.
Yeah.
And the Bible talks about a tree by its fruit. And people check my tree, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see it's fruit. You will see it's fruitful. And that's it for me, bro. The rest of it, I'm not involved in that. You know what I mean? I'm not involved in it, man. I think we are called to the world. We're called to the lost, man. The homeless, the widows, the fatherless, and keeping yourself unspotted from the world. So that's all I care about, bro.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I don't care. I don't fit in your job. I'm too hood for the church. I'm too church for the hood. I'm too good for I don't care. I don't want to fit nowhere. I don't care. Create my own space. God has called me for this. And, I have a movement. I have God Body Weekends. I create my own spaces. I got my own label, my own system that I don't really need None of it, you know what I'm saying? And I just go out and create strategic partnerships that align with the way I see the world, or even that challenge it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of that either, because I know what I know. Then there's people like yourself and other platforms that I go on and I just speak for my soul.
Yeah.
I'll come with no agenda, ain't no nothing. I'm not trying to push nothing. I'm not trying to promote nothing. Like, no, like I'm just, really being who God want me to be, and I encourage the other people to do the same, unpack and repack. You on this. No, until you've unpacked, you are whatever society and your parents have taught you or the lack thereof taught you to be. You gotta unpack and then repack. And if you repack that, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you. That's who you really are. You repack that. So when I unpack and repack, this who came out, man.
Bro, I love that, bro. I feel like we've touched on so much.
We did. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is a great conversation, man. I ain't gonna lie.
This has been an amazing. It's a understatement, bro. We have a tradition on the podcast, bro. Normally we ask it's a new tradition. We ask a series of questions, but you already tapped on all of those questions already. The last question I want to ask you, and I need you to speak to this camera, is what would you say to a black man that's struggling right now?
I know when a struggle at times feels like isolation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like solitary confinement. You know what I mean? It feel like terrorists that run alone, you know what I'm saying? But you're not alone. I struggle too. You know what I mean? For sure. Struggling is just obstacles, man. And obstacles are just moments to prove who you are and who God is in your life. So don't give up, though. Me, I'm not here because I'm the smartest, the fastest, the strongest, the tallest. I'm not the most handsome, you hear me? I got the most money. None of that, man. I'm here because I never quit. And I've taken time to love myself and to know myself and take ownership of myself, and then in turn give all that ownership to God. So don't quit, man. And I know when you feel like it's crazy, when you feel like life is throwing you to and fro, look down at your feet and remind yourself you are where you're supposed to be.
AJ, tell the people where they can find you, how they can tap in with you, and that you got coming up.
AJ McQueen on all platforms, man. I have a lot of things coming up, man. My book, I got a book coming out soon called Sit Yourself Down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's poetry and it's just my thoughts, man. Or it's just, and it's vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? It's manhood, and it's emotion, and it's thoughts, and it's mantra and all that. Also, that's coming soon. I also have a new album, you know what I'm saying, I've been working on. I do, me and my company, we do God Body Weekend.
Okay.
Annually. I would love
where is that?
Come out one
Yeah, for sure. Bro, where y'all do it? And Houston, okay. Hit me, let me know.
I will, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's annual, man. So people come from all over the world.
Okay.
To one place.
Okay.
We have activations all across the city, man. Yeah. Do yoga, and we do inner child play day. We do God talk, or it's like TED talk, but we really trying to point people to God, like, different things like that, bro. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that, of course, my music, man. And people always say, man, look, your music. If I'm listening to music, where should I start at? I wouldn't encourage you to start at my music. Start at my interviews.
Start the interviews.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to my thought pattern first. You know what I'm saying? Music is a reflection of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, just, follow me as I follow the Most High.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here, bro.
Gratitude, brother.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you are planning an event or you are part of your organization's Black employee group and you are interested in having dope Black mental health professionals or myself come in and do a speaking engagement or a workshop or a keynote address or a panel, please click the link in our bio on Instagram or TikTok, scroll down and click book us for speaking and brand deals and fill out the form available on our website. Once you fill out the form, one of our team members will get back to you about how we can collaborate and create something dope for your organization. This is an unparalleled opportunity. We are currently the largest Black men's mental health platform, and we have a few slots available for our calendar year, and we would love to partner with you to create something dope for your organization if it makes sense for both parties, right? So go to the link in our bio, scroll down, click book us for speaking and brand deals, and fill out that form. If you're not on Instagram, the link should be linked in our description of this episode. And it is also on our website. If you go to expressyourselfblackman.com/speaking-brand-deals. That's expressyourselfblackman.com/speaking-brand-deals. If you are looking for a therapist, a Black therapist, and you've had a hard time finding one, you've jumped from therapist to therapist, or you just don't know how to find a therapist, we are teaching a free webinar. It's completely free, taking you from not knowing how to find a therapist, not knowing where to search for therapists, struggling with finding good therapists for you, not knowing what to look for in therapists, teaching you all of those different things, and also giving you the opportunity at the end of the webinar to be connected with one of our safe haven healers who are Black mental health professionals, so that you do not have to go through the struggles of finding a Black therapist alone anymore, right? So if you're interested in that, you want to get connected with a Black mental health professional at the end of the webinar, or you just want to learn how to find a Black therapist by yourself, you can sign up for the free webinar. It's linked in our bio on Instagram and TikTok. You just click that free webinar link once you click the link in our bio and fill out the form. You can also find it on our website at expressyourselfblackman.com/links and fill out the form there for our next webinar session. If you're not interested in any of that, right, but you know someone that may be interested in it, all we ask is that you please share it. If you want some of the merch that we show on the platform all the time, that we're wearing on the platform all the time, you can shop it at shop.expressyourselfblackman.com. And once again, we just want to say thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for supporting us. Please, if you are on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, please leave a review. It helps us out greatly. Thank you so much for your support. We're wishing you nothing but the best and sending you and your family and your loved ones love and light. Peace.
Sometimes I know you feel like you ain't got nobody to speak to. A shoulder to lean on somebody you could preach to. No, you need to hear it, my brother, I love you. We got way too much to live for.